the subject? Evolution or revolution, we ain't done yet. Laying flat like Sanchez, this a bomb threat. I know my flow like Angozi. Source up and show me, homie. You shut up and mute up a moment. The mad scientist, I'm knowing all the components. We own it, and we gon' off it if it's pseudo. You do know we don't entertain that keyboard judo. That big Bobby banger out of Baltimore. Done it all, shop before. Sold a little something, but I taught you more than your average teacher. I had to reach you at your level to bring you up. No devil can never beat you. With precision of a magi, the information supplied by some guys get debunked online. CK and Juju, I chill in the cut. But if you boys wanna fade, then I'm chefing you up. I organize live, the beats are disorganized truth every time. Kudos, who those niggas? Decorated pseudo killers. Space age Afghans, back again. An organized lie, the beats are disorganized truth every time. Kudos, who those niggas? Decorated pseudo killers. Space age Afghans, tapping in. I always been fly, that's an actual omen. You can catch me in the sky, ask Anthony Bowman. He see me with his telescope, I was actually floating off some good kush that Savio is actually growing. See, Gullah Gullah and Kent is where the money gets spent. Them boys got some books that cost as much as you rent. The second verse should be smashed Rockwell, but I rock well. Underground like Sumerian Rockwells. In the ring like I'm the rock whale. Hell, create a different wave that can rock whales. Hell, shit swell like lunar tides. My entendres off Gandra to who describe. Euthanize foolish guys. Scholastically, haphazardly. Turn your camera on and look me in my eyes. And please do subscribe. Extra easy, blind, cripple, or crazy. You in for a new surprise. It's DQ, a organized lie. The beats are disorganized truth every time. Kudos, who those niggas? Decorated pseudo killers. Space age Afghans, back again. An organized lie. The beats are disorganized truth every time. Kudos, who those niggas? Decorated pseudo killers. Space age Afghans, tapping in.
Oh man, y'all know what it is, man. A well-organized lie defeats a disorganized truth every time. Y'all already know what it is, man. It's the pseudo killers, man, and we come to do, we got to do. We're gonna do, we got to do. We standing strong. Pseudo killers on deck. What's good, family, man? Y'all know what it is, man. We here with another powerful show, man. Pseudo Killers official, man. We going live and direct, man. We just dedicated to making sure that the community is pseudo free, man. Hey, Juju, dedicated pseudo killer. What it do? What it do? What it do?
You already know. Just chilling in the cut.
She's in the cut. She's in the cut. Anthony Bowman. Just ask Anthony Bowman.
Yo,
just ask Anthony Bowman, Space Age African. What's good, man? What it do?
Oh man, just chilling. Everybody all right?
Oh man, what? We in the game. We good, man.
That's what's
up. Clark Kent. What it do? Dedicated pseudo killer. Who them niggas? Space Age Africans. What's up, man?
Man, you know the vibes. You know what I'm saying? Right here. Right here. You know, ready to kill some pseudo.
Ready to call somebody scamming.
Oh, man, they scamming.
I'm ready to call out a scammer. I hold no shorts. Yo, peace to everybody on the panel. Appreciate everybody that support pseudo killers, man. Hey, let's go.
Hey, and of course, last but not least, Miss Tiff, dedicated pseudo killer. What it do? What it do? What it do?
Hello. I'm good.
Nah, you go ahead and get a little more than that.
Hell no.
I'm good.
I'm good as just
I hope
fine.
everybody else on the panel was wonderful as well.
Mm.
Happy to be back.
Pseudo killer ladies, boy.
Lady killers. But
Lady
everybody
killers.
ain't voted on that, so that's just me saying that.
Oh, y'all got to vote on that. It's supposed to just come. Hey, we got a powerful chat, man. We see y'all, man. Regular Joe, what it do? The one happening, what it do? West African, what it do? J Cal, what it do? Fake Tang, did I always say his name wrong, yo? I'm gonna get that right. Human 2.0. Mika, what's going on? What it do? J Comrade, what it do? Hey, man, so yeah, you know, we live where we supposed to be at, man, and a couple topics, man, we can talk about. It's a free show, man. Y'all, we're gonna let the people join and see what they want to talk about, man. But I think the first order of business, what y'all think about the aliens? Know them aliens flying around here,
I think the nigga lying.
man. Right. Like a Malachi York sitting there. I'm like,
I feel
You
like
say he's scamming, Kent?
yeah, I think he's scamming because over the last 20, 30 years, we've always been hearing about these alien abductions, sightings, and like Neil deGrasse Tyson pointed out on Twitter, I think I shared that in the Discord. All the pictures is fuzzy. Why we can't get no 1080p clarity with all these camera phones we got? Like, why we can't get no clear photos of these so-called extraterrestrial biological bodies or ships? Like, come on, man. Every time you look, is an excuse. Oh, we don't want to put that out there because, you know, the government and, you know, we can't display that on national television. Like, no, give us the real, yo. If you willing to be a whistleblower, then go ahead and put that out there on the you know, put it in the public platform first. Put it on YouTube or something.
oh, he was the worst.
Ain't that the whole point of a whistleblower, though?
Yeah, put it on Instagram first before you go to the Congress and say, "Oh, we can't show these pictures because this can't get out." Like, nah, put it on Instagram, Facebook, what else? Threads.
Doesn't it give it more credibility though by going to Congress? Because obviously a lot of people Instagram and social media.
It don't, because if they really was a whistleblower, they would have put it out there in the public to see first before they tried to. Like it's like going to Congress and saying, "Oh, I got these pictures and we got this confirmation, but we don't want to put it out in the public. We got to show it to y'all." Like, nah, put it in public. That's what y'all whistleblowers. Y'all exposing something. Put it in public first. That's my thing.
Is that how all whistleblowers do?
I mean, look at Snowden. What did he do? He put that shit on public.
Facts.
You feel me?
Right. Well, I hear you. I'm not too up on the particular story though, so I ain't gonna comment.
Well, just hear the word alien should put you all the way up on
it. A body? If you got a body, nigga, show that. Like, that's undeniable. When you put that picture out there in the internet atmosphere.
Yeah. It sounded like to me he fell asleep and Independence Day was on, dog. He woke up and he thought he had experience.
Oh yeah, he was playing.
He playing, man. They all of them playing. It's a stunt. It's a publicity stunt.
How was he able to get an audience with Congress then? I'm just curious.
I think because of their titles they had.
Right.
Yeah.
You do know experts can be pseudos too.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay, got it.
That nigga wasn't no expert in aliens though. He just was working for the Department of Defense
right.
or something, right?
He has a position that lends him credibility.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not. They're not excluded from being pseudos.
Oh yeah, not at all. Yeah, he far about that. They definitely, but I don't understand it. I watched it and it didn't make no sense to me. Yeah, it didn't make no sense to me. Like every time and the lady was like beating him up. Yeah, but you know, I can talk to you off the record. You probably should have did that before you went on the record. That way she could agree with you. That makes sense, but we can't talk about it. Yeah, that shit was crazy. But the believing brain, is all over this. It's crazy. I'll get now. Do it with Congress, so that's what it is. I get it. Yeah. It's crazy, yo. So I don't know. What y'all think in the chat? I think it's retarded. At least in my mind.
Yeah,
Send out these links, man. Get everybody on here, man. The aliens. The aliens did it.
I think it's gonna be a hot topic for about a month. And then Khloe Kardashian and one of them gonna do something crazy, and it's gonna be something different. You know.
Yeah, I think he's playing games, man.
Yeah.
I do personally. I think he's playing games.
Not possible, or he's just. I mean, I can get it that he may not be credible, but do y'all think that it's
definitely
consider the notion?
I definitely think it's possible for and more likely for alien life to be out there. But as far as us finding them yet, I feel like, you know, they play the conspiracy theory card. When we hear that first, then it's already kind of like 90% flam, because the government, I don't think, will hold that from us. Like, if scientists really knew that, like, I think that would be front page news.
Okay, that's a good thing. Good thing you said that, because here's my next question, Kent. Do you think, I think that there is certain information that could be held from the public if they feel it's for the general safety of the public.
Yeah, but
you don't think that? I'm not saying that this is that, but do you think that there are circumstances where information can be held from the public because they may feel it's safer for people not to know certain things?
I feel like it's that when it comes to maybe technology our military might have, that have the ups on the enemies or the ops. But as far as like aliens and shit, I think that's something that they would I mean, that's a human effort at the end of the day. Like, if aliens was coming over here to mess us up, I think everybody would need to be involved. That's part of humanity to fight that threat. But if it's some military shit, then yeah, I could see them saying, "Oh yeah, we don't want them to know about that craft that we got yet that can, you know, move like this and move like that, or go above radar and shit like that." You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Yeah, I think it's more or less, you know, the most of the UFOs that I think have been spotted have been military intelligence that hasn't been made public yet.
I feel you. I do think though that could possibly be information that they would hold back to. I don't think the only thing that could be held back from the general public would have to do with military.
So you think it's like if they let everybody know, then it's gonna be like
you already letting us know though. How about that?
Right.
You just let us all know.
if we see it, mass panic hasn't happened yet, right? Everybody
you hit us with it, right? They're aliens, but they must be. Come on, man.
No, I'm just saying that I don't think that the only thing that could be held from the general public would have to do with military matters as a matter of public safety. And I don't know what those things are. That would have to be from.
Is that Cedric right there?
Look at American Dream. Hey, Aunt, we just was talking about.
Is that Cedric right there?
Yeah, he's in the chat.
How the hell he in the chat?
I don't know.
Hey,
what?
You see American Dream, right?
Yeah, we can get it. We can definitely touch it, boy.
No, we didn't even talk about that. He already.
Yeah, but American Dream did
Mania.
Yeah, but you know what? American Dream it actually did. He was like surrounded by the pseudo army, yo, and he was right. He actually was, yo. I mean, we can touch upon it at the end. So let's exhaust the alien thing for a minute. So I already know where you at, Tiff. Your possibilities are endless with that.
Yeah, she think it might be something to it.
No, my last question was, do you think that the government would hold certain information back as a means of public safety, regardless if it have to do with aliens and or not?
Can I answer that, Aunt?
Hold on. Hey, Cedric, glad we can meet you. What's going on?
What's going on, Cedric?
Peace, God, Killer. I'm good. I'm just busy these days. The last couple of days of vacation, and the kids are home, so you know.
Oh, okay. All right. We ain't gonna get in the middle of the daddy duties. We don't do that.
Daddy duties.
But I'm here. Thanks for stopping through, though, bro.
Yeah, I'm here. I was in the chat. I'll be listening to all the shows in the morning. I'll be right there.
And I know you in the game. I know
I'm
you.
ready.
I won't have to shoot nobody up for you. Shoot them up with a good book. They always trying to get you, yo. Professor X says, Pseudo Killers, if you all like banger, can I set it up so I can show you all
You don't
the
even
light beams?
It's
Yeah, I think we don't y'all want to see the light beams?
Incoherent. What is he talking about? First of all,
It's not a heat.
It's a
It's a
sheet.
sheet.
First
Stop
of
it.
all.
You can't see that picture, man.
Why Professor gotta be a he?
Yeah, see why Professor
Exactly, Miss Tiffany.
See, now we're gonna segue into the female-male relationship.
There we go.
Hey, look, man, I'm gonna stay away from that.
Does that picture look like a he, Professor?
I think I've had a interaction with this sister before in the chat. So my bad. Respect to the sister, Professor X.
Yeah, she got a bombing picture right there, boy. What you talking about? I don't know how you thought that.
My bad. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I didn't look at the picture when I first saw. I just saw Professor X and thought male. You right, Tiffany. At the end of the day, though, what you're saying is it's a worldwide conspiracy to hide the aliens from the general public.
At the end of the day, I didn't say any of that, Kent, but carry on.
What Ken say? What he say?
He said I didn't even say.
It just made it up.
Close to that.
If we're saying that these aliens are that this dude is talking about is real, then we're also saying that it's a conspiracy cover up by the government to hide it from the general public. Is that what we saying?
I don't know who said that. I don't know.
I mean,
sound like that's what you're
that's
saying.
kind of like what we would be saying if we're agreeing with this guy that's coming forth with the alien
UAPs, unidentified
UAP shit.
What? Oh man, what is this?
I forgot what it stood for.
Here it goes right there.
Anonymous, anonymous phenomena.
What?
That's why I said it. Anonymous phenomena.
Hey, yo, white people gotta stop playing with that. Yo, they going
unidentified anonymous phenomena.
Oh man, unidentified. It sure ain't. All right, so here's my take on this whole situation here. I think it's a bunch of bullshit, right? If it was some black people, they would have locked them up, yo. They wouldn't even let it get this far, yo.
Nah, they wouldn't.
I don't quite understand why they gave him that platform like that. I'm not sure, right? I know we got a lot of eyes in the sky. Telescopes and James Webbs and all that shit. Well, it's a lot of space. Space is predominantly empty. It's a vacuum. Empty.
I'm saying with the amount of amateur astrologists and all the satellites and telescopes we got, if anything is entering Earth's atmosphere, it doesn't take the government to know. How does not one single human being is looking up in the sky? This thing has to penetrate our atmosphere. Let's get real. That's number one. Number two, they're going to governments, and if they have the technology to move across space-time from just a galaxy next door and actually reach us in real time, their technology is that advanced. Would we be significant to these entities?
Right.
Like, if it's unidentified, how do we go from unidentified to alien? I don't know. I don't get how we make these leaps in thinking. If it's unidentified, it's unidentified.
I mean, think about it. How long would it take for us to get to the next star? Right? What is it, like 4 light years away?
Yeah, exactly.
So how many real like human years? You know what I'm saying? They would have had to been traveling for at least a couple hundred years, right?
Couple hundred, yo, you off
100,000. If the nearest star is 4 light years, and that's light traveling.
Do you know how long light years is? All right, come on,
hold on. Let me get
Anthony, give us a approximation.
Light years is millions of miles.
No,
shit, about 40,000 years moving.
Yeah, come on, yo.
A light
about 40,000 years moving at a small percentage of the speed of light.
Facts.
I mean, think about it like this here. They sent the Voyager space probes into space in the mid to late 70s,
60,
and
right?
no, it's the 70s, in the mid to late 70s.
Okay.
Voyager
And
78.
a couple of years ago, they just now hit the heliopause. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't even left they hadn't even technically left the influence of the sun yet.
Andy, tell them what the heliopause is, because they don't know what the heliopause is.
I thought they left the space boat. I thought they interstellar though, right?
Well, yeah, they interstellar, but they still under the influence of the sun.
All right, hold on. Talk
They
about
ain't
what
reached
interstellar
the
is.
cloud. They
Let's
ain't
do
reached the
interstellar. Let's take a time on it. Interstellar. What's that?
Interstellar is it's basically what they classify as in between the stars. So you left the what they call the heliopause. That's the heliopause is caused by the sun's rays. You know, the sun sends out cosmic rays in all directions, and it forms like a a, a bubble around the whole, you know, what you would consider. They call it the heliopause. I mean, that's that's best I can explain it. But it's a line where the cosmic rays, start to interact with the solar rays from the sun. But you have what's theorized as the Oort cloud, and the Oort cloud expands far beyond the heliopause. You know what I'm saying? But it's theoretical because you can't see anything. They figured the Oort cloud because of the orbits of of a lot of comets. You know, we have these long period comets that come, like the one we talked about not too long ago, that green comet that was here. It's on a 50,000-year orbit. So when you trace that orbit and you draw it out, it leads you to believe that there's a Oort cloud. You know what I'm saying? So, but the comets and asteroids, they're so small and it's so far away, you can't see them with a telescope until they get into the inner solar system. But it's that orbit, you know what I'm saying? When they do the mathematics and they retrace that orbit, they can tell how far it's going out. So that's why the Oort cloud is basically theoretical. But that's where Voyagers have just entered, pretty much what we call the Oort cloud. But it is past the heliopause, like I say, and the heliopause is that point where, and it's not really a point, it's fuzzy, but it's where the cosmic rays, which are coming from outer space, meet the solar rays, which are coming from the sun, and they call it the heliopause. But like I said, we still got, it's estimated that at the speed of that Voyager is going, I can't remember the exact speed, but it's like it ain't even close to the speed of light, not even nowhere near it.
Nah.
But it's gonna take about 40,000 years to reach the next star.
Look, it says it's gonna take 300 years to reach the inner Oort cloud, right? That's the inner Oort cloud.
So it ain't even made it to the Oort cloud yet.
It ain't even made it to the Oort cloud, and it's gonna take about 30,000 years to exit the far side of the Oort cloud. So that's you can imagine the distance and time it's going to take. That's just to get out the solar system altogether, right?
So my numbers was off. So it's gonna take a whole lot longer than 40,000 years to reach the next star.
You reach, man, the next star. Like, so if the aliens done came here, ain't no telling.
They've been traveling for a long time.
They've been traveling for a long time.
So on the screen, we're gonna do this. An astronomical unit. An astronomical unit is the average distance between the Earth and the Sun. Estimates of this distance have varied over time. It is now defined exactly as 149,597,870.7 kilometers.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, one astronomical unit is the distance between the Earth and the Sun. That's about 93 million miles, I think, right?
Yep. So here go the light years. Now it get different. These are numbers you can't even comprehend in miles. What the fuck is that?
6 trillion miles for a light year. Ain't it like 6 trillion miles or something like that?
Isn't that a parsec?
Well, let's read it. Hold on, let's read it for a minute. So I'm appreciating this conversation, right? Because now that's why when we having conversations with people, they do not understand. They do not understand the conversation. We think about this now. The whole alien talk is funny. It's real funny. It's real funny, yo. And we're gonna put it in this proper perspective here. I don't care what they got sitting up on Congress. Well, I'm gonna talk to you after that. I don't know. I can't say it right. All that shit is crazy to me, man.
Tomfoolery.
I don't understand why they even did it that way, yo. It's something we need to figure out. Why are they able to do that game? I guess you gotta because they gotta. No, they actually got a special committee that gives asylum to whistleblowers. So they gotta let them talk. Am I wrong in that?
No.
Yeah. So here you go. A light year is the distance that light travels in 1 year. Okay. The year used by the International Astronomical Unit is 365.25 days. It says, therefore, a light year is exactly, oh man, that's a billion.
That's
trillion.
Yep.
It's a
10
trillion.
to 13.
It's a trillion. Yeah, that's a million. That's a billion. It's a trillion. 9,730,472,580.2 kilometers.
Yeah, that's a trillion. 9 trillion.
Yeah, yo, come on, yo. Killing me, come on, yo. All right.
And the closest star is 4 of those times 4.
We in the thing. Okay, yo, we
Hey,
in the thing.
can you
me.
convert that into miles? Because that's
I
kilometers.
thought it was mile. Here go mile.
Yeah, that's
No, that's not miles, though.
That's kilometers.
And look, you got 3 light years at the top. You see that 10 to the 13, man.
Yeah, it's 10 to the 13. That's 10 to the 13.
Yeah. But that's 3 light years.
It's 82 miles.
You
Light
hit that-
years to miles. Why they do the kilometers? Why they do that?
Well, you got to hit that calculate button. But hit
hit the
just
calculate
one
button.
light year. Did you?
Yeah, it's something hitting the miles right here.
Well,
It's ridiculous.
it came out. Yeah, I see that over there.
That's
But
it.
I'm talking about for 1 light year, not 3 light years.
Oh, all right.
1 light year.
All right.
Yeah, that's a lot of traveling for them niggas.
A lot of traveling, yo, just to get here to deal with our crazy asses.
Crash on Earth and have your body.
See, that's damn near 6 trillion miles. 6 trillion miles for 1 light year.
Look,
that's a long way, dog.
Just to get here and land in the government territory for them to only be the ones that damn see. Come on, man.
Exactly. All the telescopes and all the cameras and cell phones.
And then one thing you got to remember, dog, that's the speed of light. That ain't the speed of that's light. We don't know nothing else besides.
That is moving at the speed of light. Now that is theoretically, that is factually not possible, because if you move at the speed of light, you're going to become particles. So you cannot actually move at the speed of light. Let's say even close to it. The closest star is 4 light years away. Can you understand that it's going to take them thousands and thousands and thousands of years to get here?
Impossible.
It's impossible. You need to move. You need to move them. You need to move them as a colony, as a complete society. And then to what purpose would you be coming here, though?
Right. And what life form is going to last that long to make it that?
Hold on. I got something here. We forgetting an important part. We did a whole show on the Bunsen burner and all that. We talked about elements being all over the cosmos. I just want y'all to know that life is going to be life.
Yep.
Get what I'm trying to tell you now. Mm-hmm. Might not be like we see it and all that, but it's going to be bio-fucking degradable.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I just want y'all to know that. And in y'all mind, y'all thinking, yeah, the aliens could. Hold on now. They're biological organisms. How do we know? Because we know that the universe is full of all the elements. Am I wrong, Cedric? The color signatures of elements are everywhere. We know that. The matter of fact, they ain't finding no more elements. How about that? Do I got that right, y'all? Am I wrong? Am I tripping?
You're absolutely right. And carbon and hydrogen is everywhere. So the possibility of life in whatever form, I'm not saying intelligent life like we are, but life is possible and most likely somewhere in this universe.
Anthony, am I making this up?
No, I think
Will
it
they
would
find
be.
any more elements? Is there any more that's done? They found all the elements, or am I tripping?
Yeah, we done found every element that's we can think of. They done found them all. I mean, I guess the only thing they would have to be able to add to it is when they find out what a black hole is. But other than that, and that's
Man, well,
probably something that we already know is just a different form of it. Like all the other elements. So it's pretty much done. The element chart is it's a wrap. It's unlocked.
okay, so we got that straight, and we know life is chemical, right? So if there's a
Yeah.
biological organism, right, then yeah, it's going to be subjected to the forces. Am I tripping? Am I right or wrong?
Yep.
Okay,
You're absolutely right.
subjected to the
Laws of
forces.
nature are universal.
Okay, so it ain't no biological life living forever. Do I got this right?
Nah.
You're absolutely right.
Okay, we just need to put it in the real perspective here. We can't dive right into the concrete at this point. Got to put some parameters on it. And we're looking at the time and distance. Just because there's biological life out there, it's the distance to get us.
Mm-hmm.
That's the challenge.
I have
That's
a
the challenge.
question.
Go ahead, Ms. Tim.
So if I guess everybody or most people on the panel agree that there is a possibility of other life forms out there. Is there also a possibility that they could be far more advanced than us? So 500 years to us is a long time, but maybe they have the technology to do that. Like, is that within y'all's realm of possibility or no? Because humans can't do it.
I think it's
If we can't do it, then nobody else out there is unlikely they can do it.
No, that ain't what I said. What I said was it's the same rules apply to them that apply to us. That's what we saying.
Right. Yeah. And I think that the resources are limited. Like we would have to, for us to make it that far in a spaceship.
I ain't talking about us though.
It would take tons of fuel.
Right,
like,
I get you. I'm talking about another life form.
They're working with the same physics, right?
Yeah, so, but they might have it.
But think about how much fuel it would take for us to reach that distance.
It's got to be some kind of fuel that's constantly being made.
It's a biological entity, so that means it would need to burn and consume energy. All right. So to travel that distance, you would need to provide yourself with the necessary things to sustain yourself. Look at us. The ability to move large amounts of goods and people across the Atlantic took technology to develop. And why it took technology? Because you need, when you're traveling like that, you need to take resources with you. These entities would be subject to the same laws of nature as all life. So they would be limited or constrained by the same natural forces. So they would need to be able to sustain themselves. They would need to fuel these ships, for a better word, and the time and distance, 60, 80,000 years. So one generation sets out on the voyage. By the time we're into the 5th generation, do they have the same objective, desires? Like these are the questions we have to ask.
Yeah, but I'm still saying that I hear everything y'all saying, but they could still have the ability to do it. I mean, since we're just talking in
use your imagination now, though.
But ain't we all using our imagination now?
No, we talking about natural elements. We know how elements and stuff work. That's not our imagination.
But none of us know for sure about any alien life. We don't know about any alien life that exists, so we're all using our imagination.
No, we're not. No, we say based off of stars and planets that it make more sense for life to be other places.
Right. Okay. But you're using, but you're basing all that based on us humans here on Earth, not.
You are too.
Right. We basing off of gravity. No, go ahead,
but I'm saying some other alien life form could be just far more advanced than us, have the technology, have the resources to travel.
Then that's science fiction. Then that's science fiction at that point.
Oh,
yes.
And I'm saying, okay, Miss Tiffany, I agree with you. that would still take complete colonies to move. So any interaction in this part of the universe, once you enter into our solar system, we would detect
What
you
is
as a
Kyle talking about?
people, as a planet. We would already know, because what they're gonna come in. They're gonna sneak into the night on some sleek ship, or travel through these so-called dimensions what don't exist in reality.
He
I
said
ain't say
not
nothing about no
only,
dimensions. I just want to say I didn't say
Oh man.
hold on, hey, Miss Tiff, not only do they have to reach us, but then they have to go through our atmosphere without burning the fuck up.
right.
Exactly.
All of that. And
How
I,
They
Hold
go
on,
through
can we
there.
read the comment? There's a Cash App in here, man.
Oh, what's
Not
up?
a Cash
Yeah,
App, but it's a
appreciate you.
Kyle app. He said, "Are you aware that there are currently 4 dimensions? Also, y'all are or not even have a what
What the hell is he talking about?
relative conversation to the
Also-
current technology?" Well, you need
Pull
to hit
up,
that goddamn button,
pull
Kyle,
up,
because it sounds like
pull
you
up,
might be in trouble.
pull up the 7 dimensions in physics, and ask Kyle which one of the 7 dimensions of physics he can probably come through.
He gonna get choked out with that dimension talk, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Come
Pull
on,
up the
man.
7 dimensions in physics,
Come
the
on, man.
actual
Thanks
dimensions
for the
in physics, and
thanks for
which
the
one they
thing,
would
Kyle.
probably come through.
I don't know, Kyle. Hey, Miss Tiff, you putting up a good one, but I'm thinking you underestimating the distance, yo.
You know what she doing?
You would have to travel, even if you travel at the speed of
y'all
light.
are underestimating other possible life forms.
Nah, we not. There's limitations on biological life forms. You saying that they would develop a technology that would keep them, incubate them. They would have to go. You get what we're saying, right? Like we understand how life works.
She ain't hear you, Unc.
Yeah,
Tiff,
yeah.
Drop the link, Bobby.
I dropped the link.
Hold on,
Yeah,
hold on.
life ain't
Drop it
forever. That's
again.
why it's called life, yo.
Hey, hold on, Miss Tiff. They would have to live 50,000 years plus.
Maybe it wouldn't take them that long, Ken.
No, then you gotta have something to travel. You can't travel. They don't got nothing to travel the speed of light. You saying
what they got? We don't know who. We don't.
so?
Even
You saying
know
they
if
could
they're
travel the
into
speed
that.
of light? Basically,
We don't even
all
know.
right,
if
well
they're
there you
into
go.
that.
But even if you travel the speed of light, look how long it would take.
4 years.
Didn't they
And
say
at the
something?
speed of light,
The
and to
500.
travel at the speed of light, you would need to become particles.
That's physically
You
impossible.
you cannot travel at the speed of light as a solid body.
It's physically impossible. Like
Not for them, yo, because they got the
the
pseudos
law
with
of
them.
physics that's universal.
Y'all just, okay, I'm gonna let y'all stay there where y'all at. I'm gonna let y'all stay
No, I
there.
like that though. I mean, this we wanted to have. We wanted to have
need
that
to have this
conversation. We
conversation
wanted to have
because
that
I think a
Hey
lot of
man, hey, we're gonna bring Kyle up right now immediately.
Earthly
Kyle,
mind,
what the hell you talking
that's
about?
it.
Yeah.
My man, what you talking about, Kyle?
What up? How you doing, bro?
Go ahead. Immediately, what are you saying? Get to
Nah,
it.
immediately I'm saying that y'all not even having the correct conversation. No
Oh,
one
go
has
help us
ever,
out.
huh? No, that's what I'm trying to do.
All right,
No, nobody has ever said anything about aliens. They have said specifically interdimensional beings. So we got to understand what that's referring to.
No,
If you-
who?
Yeah, that's what I want.
what's the
They
fourth
said-
dimension, Kai? Hold on. What's
Yeah,
the
these
fourth
are from
dimension,
another
Kaya?
dimension.
Who
the,
said
the,
that? What are y'all
the,
talking about?
the fourth dimension.
Alien
The fourth,
conversation
Hold on,
that I have
come on,
no
bro. Let
dog
me
in
get
this
my shit
fight.
off.
Let him get
The
it off.
the fourth dimension is time. This is already used in the IT field. Y'all may not know about this, but there's time
No, we
storage.
know.
So well, so you would know there's 4 dimensions then, and they're talking about. You know what? I'm gonna fall back. What kind of questions do y'all
No,
have for me?
go ahead. You know what I'm saying?
No,
You
explain
No,
it. I
every
wanna
time I
hear
say
it.
3 words, y'all cut me off, and like I'm trying to
That's
put
said,
y'all
no,
Ken.
you
on
you
the
might
correct
not know
game.
about it. I'm just saying we do, but go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So the fourth dimension is time. When you're dealing with the folding of the space time continuum, you're talking about folding the fabric of the environment so that you can time travel without having to spend actual time because you're changing your dimension. You're going into a time-based dimension. Now,
Is
when you're
that
dealing
similar
with
to a wormhole?
yeah, that's how you travel through those different things through wormholes, I guess you would say.
Bet. Okay. I just wanted to follow you, bet.
Yeah, and so this is what you do. Like for instance, if you have a actual server, if I have a server right now, if I use the I don't know the US O3 server in America, and I want to store information, I can choose to store it in the past in certain things. This is it's real life. Like you go to a place where there's storage available, and you expand those servers so you can put information in there. This is what they're talking about. They're talking about the ability to store at different times in reality rather than having to physically travel in time. You can travel through time by by being in the space-time continuum, so that you're able to, I guess you would say, morph in between those or ascend through VPN signals. Like that's the tunnel that you're talking about, and and change your time that you're doing.
Science
It's hard to
fiction.
explain because I'm going from two different sciences.
Science fiction.
What?
That
We
sounds
listening.
phenomenal, Kyle.
Yeah, that's
That's
Do it again, Kyle. I want to. Hey, we having fun tonight. I'm enjoying this.
We
Shit.
know
but,
IT.
unfortunately, Kyle, that is a category fallacy. You're using time in the wrong context here. Like
I think that's
we actually
I'm not, because that's what they're like. No one is talking about aliens traveling from far distance. That's what y'all are missing.
the wormholes, right? The wormholes haven't been discovered yet.
No,
Kyle.
we can't cut them off, yo.
I'm not trying to cut them off. I'm just giving them a little
We're gonna
bit.
get to this.
You're cutting them off. Let them speak.
Because he's basically saying that based off of the wormholes, we can do that, but we haven't discovered that yet. It's a stop sign. We got to stop at that point.
No, we haven't discovered that, but if we have another entity that's coming from a better place in time, like for instance, right? Before we started making 3D printers, we didn't have the concept of making 3D images that we could print out because we only had 2D printers. But once we have the technology to make 3D printers, we can make 3D printers. But now if you can make a 4D printer that prints a physical image that has length, width, depth, and is in a certain time zone, you can now do that as well. And that's where I think we're kind of stuck at, because they're not talking about aliens that are. I don't know if y'all pay attention. They've never said the word alien. Y'all have. You know what I'm saying? They are saying interdimensional beings every single time. And when you deal with technology, you have to understand what interdimensional means. Is I can put something, I can store it at a proper time.
Hold on, man.
Okay, there's two questions I have. First,
wait, hold on. Everybody stop for a minute. Hold on. What they talking about finding some shit. That's what they said. It's physical objects. I ain't tripping. You call it what you want, though, Kyle. Come on, bro.
In three-dimensional.
Yeah, they found real things. They said they found things and tried to reverse the technology and no, it don't matter what
they say they found things. I'm not arguing that.
But he said they got bodies too, didn't he? Didn't he say something about some bodies?
They said they have biological specimens, yes, from these interdimensional beings.
Hey, brother Kyle, let's lay a foundation though. They're in three-dimensional time at this point, because that's the only time that we can see things in, right? That's only
what does interdimensional? What is interstate?
Hold on, brother.
It means you have the ability to travel from state to state. And if a being is called an interdimensional being, it means you see what I'm saying?
I got you. Look, we only experience things in three-dimensional reality, right? So if we are to see these things, these human, these biological alien, whatever the fuck they is, they have to be in our time frame in order to see it. Yeah, right? So if they're
I'm in agreement that
how do
in our current, go ahead, I'm bad.
No, I'm saying if they're interdimensional, then how do we even sense it if it's outside of the three-dimensional shit that we can see?
Because it's based on time. Like if something is from a further point in time, or we go back in time, like for instance, a memory, that's an interdimensional thought, because you're going back in time to recant something that happened.
No, you're not going back in time, though, Kyle.
You are
you're recalling in your memory, but you're not affecting space time. You're not moving backwards in time, Kyle. That's where I get stuck, because even the server is here and now. The information is stored, maybe stored in some file that is older, but the file being dated older doesn't make it back in time. So we're using language, and we're confusing categories here. One is data, which we can store and manipulate, and one is physical entities that only operate on these 3 dimensions. This concept of time travel is completely and totally theoretical,
That's
just like
cool.
moving at the speed of light.
You literally tell me what I do for a living right now. You can,
No, I
matter of
didn't.
fact,
No, I didn't.
Neil deGrasse Tyson has a video describing this in full detail. It's like 2 hours long about how to use the 4th dimension appropriately and how technology has already taken.
Yeah, what's that video? I need that.
I believe it's called quantum. I believe it's under the title of quantum computing. But if you would like me, I can go find it and send it to you.
Yeah, get that for us so we can get that.
I thought it was computing. You know, I thought this was all to do with our ability to compute, to manipulate the quantum field, understanding thereof. However, we don't even have a theory to unify the atomic world which we exist in, which is firmly rooted in the 3 dimensions. The concept of being able to travel in the future, in the past, is completely and totally theoretical. So to consider interdimensional beings is a hypothetical within itself.
I don't think there's a discussion about traveling to the future. Because when you do data
They
storage,
would need to travel in the future.
You can't store in the future. You can store in the past only.
Brother Kyle, they said.
But Kyle, based on what you're saying, those entities are traveling to the future. To reach us, they had to leave 60,000 years ago.
They're traveling to their past.
Scratch that. Look, hey, so in the court shit that we was looking at, because I think somebody shared it with us the other day. The dude said, "Yeah, we have evidence of non-human biologicals, whatever the fuck, right? They would have to be existing in a 3-dimensional reality."
Biological.
In order for him to see them, they would have to be in 3 dimensions. Like in order for him to see them shits, right?
Yeah.
So what are they talking about? Interdimensional beings. That's some shit that you can't even so we can't see different spectrums of light, right?
Man,
so if you're talking about something that's in the light spectrum that we can't see, then we can understand that. But we can see these things, so they're obviously within our senses, within our ability to sense them, right? So if they're interdimensional,
you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna mute up. I'm gonna find that video for and I'm gonna go to the timestamp right quick. Then I'm gonna come back in with an actual doctor that's an actual physicist to tell you that y'all are wrong. How about that?
Let's do it.
How about that?
Yeah.
Right.
Appreciate that.
What you said, Tiffany?
I said thank you. Thank you.
Oh, no doubt. I'll be right back.
She supports you on that, Kyle.
Yeah.
Because you know genius when she see one, man.
Hey, Kyle, I don't know what the hell you talking about. So you don't see me arguing with you, man.
I don't like it. I smell it. I don't like it, Kyle.
Where's Vance? Hey, Anthony? Where you at, Anthony?
And I got a question.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Come on, man.
Help me out, Vance.
I done said what I know to say. Shit, all that interdimensional things and all that. No, I ain't down with that.
Y'all know Anthony don't play that stuff. He just shut down. Y'all know that.
Yeah, my pseudo.
I ain't touching that, dog. Because I know what I can see. I know what I can touch. All that other stuff.
I thought I was just listening to some stuff on the flash.
I seen a red flag, a yellow flag on the field. I seen it. I say, man, I see the flag.
A category fallacy.
I can't figure it out right now, but I do see a flag over there in the distance.
Quantum computing to interdimensional beings, physical, biological beings. Like we said, if they're biological, then they're subject to the laws of nature, which are universal.
Right.
So
I know how to
be able to travel that type of distance, you would have to be doing something special.
You talking about life forms being able to last some 50,000, 100,000 plus years.
Million, nigga.
I have
years.
Like
complex life form.
No, I'm not, bro. Because when you're not traveling that distance.
You're talking about wormholes that we ain't even found.
No, all right, hold on 1 sec. I know how we can get to the bottom of this. Look in the chat. If the pseudos agree with Kyle, we know Kyle is wrong. That's an even way to do it. That's a good way to do it, Kyle. Let me see. A one if Kyle know what he's talking about, because I don't know. I can't even argue with my man.
We ain't even finished hearing this argument yet.
I heard his argument.
He about to show y'all somebody to back him up.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Kyle.
Well,
Kyle came through like a champ tonight too, yo. Probably knew we could get some.
That's my dad, man. I fuck with Kyle.
I have this article here.
There it go. Give me the article. Put it in the back chat. There we go. Look at tonight. We all aliens tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we aliens tonight. Give me it in the back chat.
I am. I just want to tell you the title and ask you about how it may apply to what we're talking about.
I know. Put it in the black chat for me. In the private.
All right. So the title is, because y'all talking about the laws of nature and whatnot and biological life form. You all have probably already know about something like this or heard of this. So the title says a 46,000-year-old worm was found in Siberia permafrost and was brought back to life and started having babies.
Can you put it in the thing though?
One more time.
No, why wouldn't you put it in there before?
I seen that article. I seen that article. Yep.
We're talking about what's possible. You know, some things that ain't.
Nah, we already know that. That's what they be talking about when they be digging down and putting up them ice things that you can, them biological organisms that's frozen, those viruses could re-kick back up. That's not.
And having babies.
But it don't be intelligent life.
1,000 years.
Yeah, but it's not intelligent life form though. You're right. This is something that they know about this stuff. This is about right.
Not intelligent.
You got microorganisms that what's some things that's called that can survive anything. What they call
you got life. Yeah, life is serious.
They extremophiles. What's the name of them, Cedric? You probably he off the thing.
It's in the Discord, and somebody dropped a link for it.
What's the baratite?
Tardigrade.
Yeah, tardigrade. Yeah.
They can survive through it, but they're not intelligent. They don't come up with poems and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
You feel me? I'm rolling with Kyer tonight, man. Just to even it up.
Yeah,
even it up.
We got a good battle tonight.
My point is, y'all talked about what's possible, and what nature allows, and none of us gonna be frozen for 50,000 years and come out
because we complex life forms. There's a reason for that.
That's why we lead at 99.9. We lead at 0.01% for just in case.
Unless they come up with the science to do so.
So DQ, let me hear you. What you got going for us, DQ? What you got?
No, I just definitely want to. I know Kaya was breaking down the frontier science of how they're using the fourth dimension as time. And I know a lot of people don't understand how that concept can be fit in. So I'm just allowing him to bring that information to everybody because it's something that a lot of people are not abreast to.
Can we mix it with biologicals though? Is that possible?
No, I don't think he's mixing in with biological. I know in the article it said that they had biological specimens of interdimensional beings, and we ain't even fleshed out that little statement right there so we can get a grasp of what's going on. Because we just hearing biological, then we it can't fit in with interdimensional, and we haven't.
All right.
So yeah, I just feel like we just got to flesh it out because there is a sweet spot to all this.
All right, that's why we got intelligent people.
That's not the article that I posted, but anyway.
It is. The article that you posted was the news, was this.
Right.
No, you ain't even do Smithsonian. You did something else.
I did the Business Insider.
Yeah, we're not gonna do the Business Insider for science, but what I did was got the work that it was actually written off of.
And look, y'all, so we gotta give
I gave you the scientific paper.
We gotta give a basis for what we mean when we say intelligent life, right? So yeah, animals, any animal can be considered intelligent based on how they moving. But we're talking about creatures that's able to plan, that's able to think about the future and shit like that, like humans are. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the difference between humans and dogs. Like we can actually plan for years ahead. Dogs can only plan for what? Maybe a couple of minutes, hours. You know what I'm saying? So we're talking, when you talking about worms and shit, they don't know nothing about what's going on next year.
Hold on.
But that wasn't making a point about intelligence.
Hold on for a minute. This is the article that Miss Tiff from the Insider. All right. What I did was I went to the actual scientists that did the work on it, which will be this right here.
Great.
Right. What's this? Metatoads species from Siberia. Permafrost shares adaptive mechanisms for cryptobiotic survival. Cryptobiotic, is that right? Cryptobiotic survival with C. elegans Dever
Man, we can't.
Lover. Huh. Interesting right here.
What's that?
I don't know. We're going to read it. Where you at, Juju? You here? Where you at?
I'm right here. I just ain't got no dog in this fight. That's all.
No, we won't read this dog, though.
That's fine. That's fine. I can do that.
Okay,
Question.
Just give us a brief
Would you mind
summary of what
posting
this
the
is right
link
now.
to somebody?
What
Can
is
somebody post a link in the chat so I can hop off my phone and hop on my laptop so I can show you sources?
Got you, Kyle.
Got you, Kyle.
What is this right now? What's a brief summary of what this is right now?
Well, this is based off of the article that Miss Tiff wrote, and she was trying to make a point. What was your point you was making, Miss Tiff? I'm gonna go back to your article.
Y'all talked about what's possible across the cosmos. Apparently, it for life forms. Meanwhile, we got worms right here on planet Earth that can be revived after 46,000 years and start having.
I can kill that right now. Don't
kill it. Here go right.
No, hold on.
We don't gotta kill it. We can read the article. We're gonna kill it.
Nah, look, these worms are not thinking about the future. Like when we're talking about intelligent life forms,
I wasn't talking about. I was talking about what's possible.
I understand, Ms. Tiff. Look, these alien forms that we talking about making it to Earth and crash landing and all that with the spaceships that's so technical and all that, they would have to have been able to plan things far along in the future to get here. Not only that, but to know what our atmosphere is made of.
You got to stop talking about this hypothetical alien life forms that we don't even know exists.
Not only that, but to know what atmosphere we had to even get through the atmosphere, crash land and all that. They would have to, like, that's the intelligence we're talking about. We're not talking about the ability to survive their environment, right?
But there might be, okay, so great. Thank you, Kent. So since we have this life form right here on Earth, there might be other life forms out there that can do that and that might be intelligent. Like, you just don't know. I didn't know.
I think you're right. I'm sorry for interrupting. This is Ron. I think you're right. There's, the universe is 13 billion years old. And if you use this equation called the Drake equation, basically it predicts how much, what's the probability of Earth-like planets out there. So it's a really big number, but that's across all the universes. I'm sorry, all the galaxies in our universe. So no doubt there's probably very advanced civilizations out there. So the probability is pretty high. But what's the probability of an advanced civilization with the right technology to be able to find a planet called Earth? I think it's pretty low. That to me is like finding the needle in the haystack, given the fact that there's so many planets, so many universes, so many galaxies, so many planets out there. I just find it to be highly unlikely that there's an advanced civilization finding its way to Earth on purpose and then somehow observing us. That seems to be for me to be very, very remote.
That's fine.
Well, what I would like to add is that Dr. Moya
read the article up here. What we gonna do? We just gonna miss it, skip it, not do it? What we doing?
Can I say something real
Get
quick?
right to the conclusion. What the conclusion say?
Trying to read this.
Can I say something real quick about what the gentleman just spoke on?
Go ahead, Juju.
I'm done with that. This one. I'm off that one.
No, put it back up.
No. Go ahead, Juju.
I was gonna read it, but you have to blow it up also.
Go ahead.
But Dr. Moya Matir, that was her expertise, is finding other, life habitable planets, and that is a field in astrophysics, and they're actually like dealing with that right now as we speak, and have been for some time. So,
sure, the SETI program has been going on for decades. So our scientists.
Oh man, can't.
All right, brother. You cool?
Ronald, I was going to ask you, Ronald, do you accept vaccines as being safe and effective?
No, this is a trick.
That's the litmus test, though.
I gotta ask the litmus test, though.
That's the litmus
what do you
test.
want me to do? To make sure.
Everything about the vaccine.
Ronald came with his motherfucker sound like he worked for NASA. I said, oh shit.
And I don't know nothing about the
He broke that shit. I say shit. Let me give him the litmus test, goddamn, because he He sounds sharp as a motherfucker.
What's
He
good with it,
definitely
y'all?
sounded sharper
What's
than
up, brother?
I've sounded in years on that shit. Was
He
sharp,
said,
yo.
he said, yo, what do you think about vaccines?
Hey, I just want to make sure Ronald wasn't trying to trick us. So I asked the question. That nigga sound like he worked at NASA, yo, didn't he?
That's crazy, boy.
He threw him out the thing.
Yes, I basically did the such and such and blah, blah, blah. I was thinking he was going with
you don't ran him
like
off.
yes, and such and no. I was like, oh shit. He said advanced civilizations are definitely there, but I was like, oh man, boy.
You don't ran him off, man.
I ain't run him off. He fed this thing went out.
Oh man,
Ron,
y'all funny. Y'all funny.
Hey, Gullah.
Hey,
Oh
kid. Man, that man worked for that. That shit was tight.
The aliens got him.
I know what I'm trying to hear him out, yo.
Hey, you know he got him. You know he got him when Unc put a vaccine card. You know you shook him a little bit. Uncle's like, hey, you believe in vaccines, Pippin?
I seen. Hey, Tiff, you in here? I heard a little bit, maybe. I was a little. Y'all didn't hear it?
I didn't hear him all the way. I needed him to repeat whatever the year.
Man, that man said it's advanced civilizations, nigga.
Oh yeah, he tripping.
I say,
saying the probability of it. I mean, I don't know.
Man, I ain't never heard a scientist say the probability of it.
Just a while ago that if it was a black man that was at Congress, they would have locked him up. I'm like, why would you say that?
Man, they done locked them up. On
Your
that,
whole
man.
blackology.
Here go Ronald. Hey, Ronald Berkins, what's up, man?
Don't be scared, man. Come on.
Where you at, Ronald? I'm
sorry. I got
fun.
I
Hey,
got
Ronald,
booted off. Yeah, say it again. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
You sound
Do
like a
you agree that
whistleblower,
vaccines are safe and effective for human biological organisms?
Yeah, I'm back.
My man, we can listen to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, say it again.
You heard me?
No, I missed your question. I'm sorry.
My question is, do you agree that vaccines are safe and effective for the human population?
Oh, yes, of course.
All right, there you go.
I had two
Did
shots.
you
Yeah.
move further in the conversation? I was laughing. I said, it sounded like you work for NASA. Yo, this shit
No,
was
I
funny.
don't work for NASA. I'm just a mechanical engineer, so I understand the science.
I like that. Yeah,
Okay.
I told you work somewhere. I heard. I was like, hold on. I just didn't agree with you with the advanced civilization. You lost me with the advanced civilization. You lost
Well, I mean, think about it. 13 billion year old universe.
Oh,
we're what? We're 3 billion, 4 billion.
What you mean by the advanced civilization, though?
More advanced than us.
More technology, higher technology.
He said it, yo.
Ronald,
of course you understand that.
What about
Ronald, can you explain what the SETI project is?
He got you, Gigi.
Yeah, I mean the search for extraterrestrial intelligence.
Right, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it means.
They ain't
so
found
they're
shit yet.
searching using radio telescopes, looking for because we've sent radio waves out, since 120 years now. So the thinking is that advanced civilizations have already gone through the radio technology. So maybe they got some waves coming back to us, or maybe just going out into the universe. So we think if we can pick up on those signals, and maybe we can then say definitely that there's advanced intelligence in the universe. So that's what they're trying to do. They figure if we can do it, other advanced civilizations can do it too.
Thank you, Ronald.
So what does that have to do with the aliens that the nigga is saying that we got on Earth right now?
Oh, I don't think it has anything to do with that. I just told you. I think the probability of alien or extraterrestrial life coming here is very low. I already said that, so it has nothing to do with
it. So you on our side with that, then? That's cool.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't take sides. I just try to be rational and reasonable.
I mean, you saying something more or less more towards what we trying to convey. So
yeah, I think it's a reasonable approach.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
Low in the absence of data.
He didn't say that there's not advanced. There may not be the possibility of advanced civilizations that are out there that have the technology. He just said that he doesn't see a reason why they would
come here. Right. Exactly right.
I have a great book right here. Light of the Stars. This is Adam Frank.
Yeah.
Alien Worlds, right? And the Fate of the Earth. This guy is the foremost authority on searching for those planets. Wow, y'all heard the interview. Remember what they was talking about how the Earth circles the sun and the sun circles the earth. Remember that conversation with Lawrence Krauss? Remember
Lawrence
that?
Krauss.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
That's this guy right here, yo. This what he do. He the one they thought he was crazy. Wasn't nobody doing it too. He jumped out the one that was doing it. And he used some wild discarded technology. It was wild. I figured it was wild. Right? This guy, it's a great book right here, yo. Conversations that we talked about is a high level conversation. The science is on the case, right? And this guy is looking for those worlds. But Mr. Ronald, I just had never heard people say the ad libs was yours, advanced. I never heard nobody say anything about advanced civilization. But the things that you're saying, I can agree with you, except for the advanced civilization part. But that's just a small piece. I think you bring a great nuance to the conversation so that we can actually understand it. Because I'm definitely, wanting to hear what Kyle got to say. And I appreciate this conversation. It's a good one. Appreciate it.
Why is it hard to conceive that there's other they're more than us?
It's actually not.
I mean, even think about Earth. Think about Earth history. We're more advanced now than we were 100 years ago, right?
Right.
Technology-wise, not through evolution, but through technology.
Right.
So that would basically apply, 100 years into the future. And again, I'm just thinking about the universe as a whole being 13 billion years old. There's got to be planets that are a lot older than the Earth.
Right. The probability, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, the probability. I mean, it's mathematical. It's for sure.
It's a lot of factors that got to go in place. Like, we looking at it the easy way, but there's a whole lot of things you got to damn get around before you come to Earth.
But nobody's talking about coming to Earth, Ken.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying that the advanced technology or the advanced civilizations have to, from a probability perspective, have to be there, have to be out there. Right. Whether they come to Earth or not, to me, is a separate question. Again, I think that probability is low.
Okay, my bad. I thought that's what we started off the conversation about, like the aliens that made it here. And
the probability of life.
There's no evidence.
The probability of life is what we can talk about in terms of what that life form is, what advance would be or not. That is open to speculation, but mathematically and statistically, that life can exist based on how life exists on this planet and the parameters which exist to quantify life as a carbon-based entity. Those numbers are rather high in terms of probability. But when we start to talk about their level of advancement and technology, this is all based on some very arbitrary assumptions. And even so, understanding how nature operates, the laws of physics and these type of things, you would have to understand the limitations that would exist when we're talking about interstellar travel, which is the subject at hand.
They got
the limitations in terms of traversing the amount of space and the time that it would take traveling even at high levels of speed. This would indicate that biological entities subject to the reality of life having a finite time. This would almost render, regardless of the technology, that feat almost impossible or irrelevant for any particular entity to engage in.
Facts.
Yeah, I think organic life would be very difficult to travel. Let's assume that the technology existed. Again, it would be great distances, even at 80%, 90% speed of light would be very, very take a long time.
Yeah.
So, but you think that a highly advanced civilization would have they probably would conclude very quickly that it's not cost effective or it's too dangerous to send organic life. So why not send machines?
Exactly.
Send machines that are AI capable drones, as we would call them today. Why not send that type of stuff to out into the galaxies, into the universes, to the universe to try to find or make contact with other worlds. That to me would be the most practical thing to do. But I can't think of I can't say that that's ever happened or ever will happen, because I'm thinking like an earthling. I'm thinking like the way I would think, as opposed to some advanced civilization.
I agree with you, Ronald. And at the end of the day, if we talking about extraterrestrial life forms, we could be talking about a blade of grass. You know what I'm saying? Like that could be considered extraterrestrial life. You know what I'm saying? So don't always think it got to be a humanoid looking thing. That's the human centric way of thinking. We thinking everything gonna look like us and think like us and want to travel. And you know what I'm saying? Them shits might be over there, goddamn, just wanting to eat and fucking consume energy and survive wherever they at, let alone travel to another distance to another planet. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, totally different than our thought patterns.
Right. And I think a lot of times when we think about these UFOs or you know, this phenomenon or these conspiracies, we're thinking of aliens in a human centric way of thinking, like they want to do the things that we want to do.
Yeah, that's why I think putting the limitations that we would put on things that's why I'm pushing back on that, because we're thinking about what we do here on Earth as Earthlings. Anyway, it looks like Kyle is back.
Okay, where you at? Where
he's sharing it. I don't know when he's gonna play it.
The Neil deGrasse Tyson joint. Okay, that's what you're saying, Kyle. That's what you're using as the fourth dimension.
That's a great clip.
That's what that's the source you was using. I don't know who shared that just now.
I don't know. I think it was Kyle.
Okay, so yeah, we haven't found any wormholes yet.
Kyle, you better speak up.
So that's kind of like still science fiction at that point. I mean, it's.
But did you get the point where he was talking about storing information though behind a wall? And Kyle was kind of talking about
the fourth dimension. That's something that we, as you know, we haven't found any wormholes yet. It's a speculation. Like it should. Yeah, we think we can.
I remember the last piece he said, but there are monsters that speak English too, and he's not judging anyone. Do you understand that this is conceptual? That he's playing with a science fiction idea?
Yeah, science fiction. That's what I was saying earlier.
I'm good. Yeah. Yeah, I'm good.
I don't know. Maybe Kyle's microphone is messed up.
No, it ain't messed up. But look, if they saying that,
because he was saying something about data. He was talking about storing data in a different time.
I understand, Mr. Right. We probably Pseudo Killas probably seen this video like years ago, because it's an old video, and I'm pretty sure I know I've seen it before.
It's hilarious, kid. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get that same thing out of it when I watched it.
What you got out of it?
Well, I was just out there. My son had the telescope outside.
Okay.
Trying to catch some stars and all that. So I had to stop and go look at a couple things he was catching.
There he is. He's unmuted now.
Okay, go ahead, Kaya.
Maybe you have to jump out and come back in, because we still can't hear you.
The interdimensional computer got him.
He's stuck in the fourth dimension. That's what happened. You mean that dimension is when you go through the door.
I'm trying to hold the fort till you get back. The fort implodes.
The fort is getting overran.
Over there in Sonetta channel somewhere.
Daphne Bowman. What did you get from Neil's statement? I didn't get a chance to.
Hey, I ain't trying to be funny, dog, but it sounded to me like he just putting some boxes in a closet. You know?
He said monsters. Yeah, everybody saw the movie Monsters, right? We all got kids and shit. We seen the movie Monsters when they go through the door and then they end up in another child room or something like that. That's science fiction. That's like, we ain't found that technology to do that yet. So to say that aliens is coming here through the fourth dimension,
nobody said that.
Well, I think just just to play
He
the.
also
Just to be the
said he
devil's,
hoped.
if I could,
You talking about Monsters Inc?
if
You
I
talking
could
about
be the
Monsters
devil's
Inc? Bro?
advocate, I think
The Pixar
we're
movie.
talking about the chance of technology existing, right? I think that's what
Yeah,
Right, Ronald.
Neil deGrasse Tyson was saying.
about storing data.
Is it possible that technology
Oh.
could advance? Maybe not here and now on Earth.
Kyle said they came through the fourth dimension. He said that. That's what I'm saying. That's why he said Kyle.
Talking about aliens. Kent, why you doing that?
Boy, Kent on his Terrence Crawford tonight, boy.
Really embellishing.
Bro, I'm lying. Didn't Kyle say the fourth dimension?
Man, I thought
Yeah, but he wasn't talking about aliens.
Well, what was he talking about then? Because the whole thing was about the alien thing, and they changed the words.
He was just
Sayel said they got here. They traveled back in time as interdimensional beings. His exact words. Interdimensional being. When we ask that, they come from other dimensions. Now, if we're in 3, time is 4, then maybe not the 4th. Maybe he means the 5th.
Okay, mic ain't working. Let's take time
But
off
he used
Pan-African
the
design.
example. He was using an example from IT because that's the space he works in. So he was talking about something relating to storing data or putting data in different times.
So that's where aliens at.
Normally, when you talk about something, I'm thinking that he's applying it to the conversation. That's all I was thinking. And I want to shout out to Pan-African James, Designs in the Pearl. He said the anti-black African crew. We appreciate that, Mr. We appreciate that. Your intelligence overwhelms all of us, yo. We appreciate you.
Fair saying that. I'm sorry.
It is fair for him to say
No,
that.
not you, him. It's not fair.
Yeah, it
We
actually
talking about Neanderthal James. Don't call that man Pan-African James. He's Neanderthal James. Because if you're not nappy head and big nose and big lips, you're not African. So what's Pan-African about him? He's a Neanderthal James.
Neanderthal James, aka Dumbo. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and say this though.
Go ahead.
My bad. No, I was just about to say, I know the whole internet persona type situation. I was on Smash called Zoom earlier, and Pan-African James was on there. He was pretty cool, you know what I'm saying? We made a couple of connections, but then he come on here shooting shots. Come on, baby. Can't do that.
Cool. He ain't cool, man. He just seemed like he was cool because he was with his army. That's all.
That Pan-African James is scamming. I want the world to know that's what he's doing.
Hey,
matter of fact, he's not a real human. He's Neanderthal. He's a hybrid, so he's not even African. So I don't know why he called himself Pan-African James. He's a hybrid.
Hey, that creature you were talking about earlier that could survive the vacuum of space is called the tardigrade.
Right,
they also call it the water. They call it the water bird too.
Right.
Yeah, tardigrade.
Right. But those tardigrades aren't able to like plan for the future and shit like that. That's so when we talking about intelligence.
No. Hell no, that shit can't do it.
Yeah.
And they find those that they're like inside of asteroids and stuff. They're not on the surface.
Even if some did come out here, it'd have to have an adaptation to breathe in oxygen. Like we breathe in oxygen. Like oxygen is toxic. Oxygen is toxic as fuck. You know what I'm saying?
It wouldn't necessarily have to have an adaptation for that. I mean, you know, when people go diving in the ocean, they take air tanks with them, so they could bring their own atmosphere if it was possible.
But they have to be.
No, we're talking about
to even know that, because every biological organism on this planet is necessary adapted to this planet exclusively. So it had to be here before.
We're talking about extraterrestrials, though, right?
Hold on, y'all. Think about this, yo. In evolution, life forms only evolve just enough to survive
in their environment.
So you're in their environment. So you're talking about beings from light years away coming to a planet that they have not evolved to be able to survive in.
Exactly.
You've heard of
environment.
You've heard of submarines, right? You've heard of submarines.
Them motherfuckers that die from the common cold. Hold on, bro. Let me talk. They die from the common cold like the damn War of the Worlds.
Have you ever heard of submarines? How do humans live under the sea?
So how did they travel with submarines interdimensional?
Because we can test the water, bro. They ain't testing the waters here.
They're not testing the waters. They're not testing
We can test the water. We got pools. We got pools, but we
You
got
guys are missing
trials
my
and they're
point.
testing what we testing about submarines.
We barely know how to.
You guys are missing my point. My point is that technology can be developed. That can.
Nah, man, you stretching the bubble gum, bro.
Why are you saying that? You've heard of submarines before.
My brother.
You can't breathe under the water, right?
We barely know how to survive on Mars, let alone.
Wait a minute. Answer my question. You can't breathe under the ocean, can
you? My brother, the limitations that you're talking about, and the technology that would be necessary to apply them.
Answer the question.
You're right. We're agreeing with you. So these are the limitations that we are talking about. Your advanced technology, you would need to travel with set technology. You would need to do the necessary testing to be able to apply your technology in our environment. Anthony and Ankh is looking at the sky. Where are these?
You have to be able to breathe our environment. He said you have to be able to breathe our environment. I'm saying that's not necessarily so.
Yes, whether by means of artificially or through adaptation, he would need to adapt some form to inhale and breathe in our environment. Now, taking the limitations of travel and understanding biological entities, we would have a problem, regardless of how advanced your technology is. 60,000 years of travel, you cannot do your homework.
You talking about a life form that gotta be able to last 60,000? But come on, man. Not only that.
This is what we're talking about. If we're talking about biological entities, living entities, they are subject to the laws of nature, regardless of how advanced they are. So now we're looking at the limitations to be able to travel as a living entity per generation this distance. It would require fuel, however advanced, wherever you get it from, it would require such. It would require nutrients. These people or entities would need sustenance, biological entities. However they acquire it, this would leave a footprint.
And then
we would not be able to travel interdimensionally with all this physical material, especially in our interdimension we do not know exists.
Not only that, right?
Yeah,
so
I'm not talking about interdimensional travel or anything like that. I was just answering the question about if alien life by happenstance came here, they would have to be adaptable to our environment. I'm just saying that's not necessarily true.
Right.
Yeah.
Whoa, biotechnology. Stop. Wait. Hold on. Wait.
Yeah, you messed it up right
now. Wait.
Run it back.
The biological organism would have to have some type of immune system, though. Let's not forget that. Right? Like because it's going to be organisms attacking it. We're
y'all funny for chilling like that.
Oh Lord,
trillions.
Yeah,
trillions. Zillions biological.
Hold on, man.
Hold on. No, we can't hear you
now, Kyle. You was gone for a long time. Though.
Go ahead. Gone, yo. Trillions. Listen, trillions of biological organisms, viruses attack you every day. We breathe trillions of these things. So whatever it is, it's going to breathe the same thing. Remember, remember evolution. Let's not forget evolution now. We're forged in the atmosphere of Earth. So something that wasn't forged in Earth atmosphere is going to run into some problems. So they would have to. Y'all watch the movies, right? And even in the goddamn movies, they got spaceships.
What about the suit to protect
let me ask you a series of questions. I want to really build with you on this topic, man, because I think y'all have no.
Hey, Kyle, can I say? I've been trying to get in. I've been trying to get in for a minute. I just want to say it's gonna be real short.
Right when Kyle get back in.
Even if they had suits and all that, they have to come here first to be prepared for all that shit. How they know what suit they need to survive?
Exactly.
No, they won't.
You're asking that question because you fundamentally don't understand the conversation, bro. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to explain to y'all, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen because you right, Kyle.
Hey, you gotta explain that fourth dimension to us first, Kyle, before you say anything else.
All right, so okay, let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard of the theory of bending space so that you can create wormholes and travel from different times and different places in space.
We're familiar with all that.
All right, cool. So
that sound like young Pharaoh astral projection.
Come on, he had to throw a shot in on you because
Y'all gotta let him get it out. We're gonna go left really quick if y'all don't let the brother speak.
Nah, y'all good. I mean, so we agree that that's a principle in modern physics and astrophysics, right? That you can bend time and space, you can create wormholes. We are we all in agreement on that part so far?
Well,
theoretical physics.
I agree that time and space can be bent. I don't agree that we can do it.
Right.
And it can be folded either.
So we can't do it based on our level of technology, right?
Correct.
Okay, so 20 years ago, we could not get on social media because we didn't have that technology, right?
But folding and bending space-time is not a matter of technology, though. It is not a matter of technology, no. This is a natural phenomenon.
Yeah, this is a natural
Gravitational pull is a natural phenomenon, and they're talking about bending based on gravitational pull, not folding.
No, they're talking
and
about
these are theoretical, mathematical, conceptual physics. It's not.
That talk about theories and science.
No. This is theoretical physics. There's no evidence, and there's no evidence here.
Y'all not even having an honest conversation. Cause I can't even deal with y'all.
It is honest though, Kyle.
Hold on, why is everybody talking at the same goddamn time? We're trying to hit a fucking conversation. Come on, y'all.
Do his thing.
Let Kyle die on this. So I already said he's dying right now. Let this man talk. We talking about biological organisms, what they was talking about on Congress. That's what I'm talking about. So match up what you saying with that, Kyle. Let's do that. Come on, go ahead.
No, I'm talking about the fourth dimension and the ability to travel between time. That's what I'm talking about.
So we having two separate conversations then. Long as we straight.
That's what I came in on. Y'all know what? I'm not sure what y'all talking about.
Have we done that yet, Kyle? Answer that.
Huh?
Have we, as human beings, done that yet?
But Ken,
do we?
Yes.
Do we have the ability to travel and navigate time? Yes, we do. You can see this in there. I put the things in the back chat. We use it every day. Apple has a product right now. They're pushing that they use.
No, Kyle, we have not traveled in.
It's called Kyle. It's called aging.
All right,
come on, bro. Like I ain't trying to do like this.
All right. I'm gonna digress, man. Y'all have a good night.
No, see, I wanted to hear what.
All right, good night, bro.
Man, this conversation is about to be good, man.
Y'all can't antagonize people when they trying to talk. That's
we're not antagonizing them.
Now the conversation's over because he's gone. So here we go back into our echo chamber.
Ain't nothing saying. Ain't one monkey don't stop no show. That's my dog. I fuck with Kaya.
That's fine, but we got to let people finish their points.
Like
always be so abrasive. That's not going to get us anywhere. So
like,
let's be fair.
It was abrasive.
Like you're cutting me off right now. Come on.
Can we just be fair, or we're going to just be ridiculously crazy? What are we going to do here?
Yeah, but you got to let the brother.
Nah. Hold on. Let's be real, yo. This is what I don't like, not being real. And we can talk about Kyle not being able to get his thing off. Right? And we can also talk about that we had a distinct conversation about distinct items. So Kyle cannot trick us and talk about something totally different than gigas on the thing that we really talking about. That's very confusing.
Yeah, why everything got to be
how's that not confusing to y'all? Like, is it just me at this point? I thought we was talking about the biological organisms about the aliens or without, and Kyle say no, that's y'all saying the word wrong. So I thought he was locking into that, and then I thought he was going into to explain how that the possibilities of that. Now I find out an hour later that he wasn't really talking about that.
So we don't know. He never got to.
I was just about to say that. He kept on getting interjected though, and more questions kept on getting compounded. I'm gonna be fair. You know I love the entertainment and stuff, but I'm gonna he was having trouble.
Your technology is bad. But I want to say this. He also stated.
You know what I'm saying, though, yo?
I hear you, but let me
y'all really hear what I'm saying, though?
He also
hear you,
stated
Now,
that
y'all can't be serious right
government
now,
did
yo.
not say anything
Yeah, we
about
can deal with
aliens.
that. We was
They
rude
were
as hell.
talking about interdimensional whatever. So I guess
Okay, I'm retarded, man. I tell y'all what, I'm a better listener than y'all pay me, yo.
No, you
Nah,
ain't
I
retarded.
don't even like
If
all that.
you-
Now, I don't even
if you're
like that.
gonna
All
give
that's
an
kind of ridiculous
explanation,
now.
don't ask me to agree with nothing you're saying, because then I'm gonna have to ask you a couple of questions. And no, I do not agree that theoretical mathematics or theoretical physics, like all of the before the Big Bang hypotheticals, what they have based on theoretical calculations, is not an actuality. So we could not presuppose this being an actuality, and thereby confirming these beings travel interdimensionally.
No, he's not talking about that though. He's not talking about none of that though. Remember?
And well, you know what? Now we'll never know what he was
Yeah,
saying.
he said it.
We do know though, because we gonna rewind the tape back, right? So
Yeah,
he's
come on, y'all. All right, I'm going to the tape now. Hell with this. Y'all thinking I'm crazy now, yo. All right, now.
No, you ain't crazy, dog.
It can't be me, yo.
listen,
This
is how it correlates. This is how it
So you,
connects.
hey Tiff, let me get this straight. So if we talking about wiffle ball and a person coming here talking about space station, and then an hour later we realized they wasn't even talking about wiffle ball, and then you say we was cutting them off. Okay, we can acknowledge they're not getting the complete thought out, but we also got to acknowledge that he wasn't ever talking about wiffle ball. That we was actually having two separate conversations. But every now and then, Kyle would dive in as if he was talking about what we was talking about. Y'all don't even understand. We don't understand because we trying to apply it to the whole Congress thing. Is it me or something?
Well,
that's why, hold on. That's why I wasn't understanding Kyle, because I was completely under the assumption that he was talking about quote unquote Congress and the UFO thing, or the UFO, whatever it is. I thought the things he was saying was applying it to that. Then he said he wasn't. So then you can't be mad at me for that.
No,
I think he started off talking about that. He was saying that those beings were interdimensional.
Exactly.
Not necessarily extraterrestrial.
That's when I shut up.
They were interdimensional beings.
But I also want to say I've never seen Kyle so sensitive before. Come on.
Look, hold on. So, you were right.
He was having a conversation. I didn't know it was a presentation. Shit.
Hold on. What it was is he was talking about the government doing a thing, right? The Congress doing a thing, and Kyle said, "Yo, they were saying that those beings were interdimensional beings." So he brought his source. I don't know if that was him that played that video with Neil deGrasse Tyson a little minute ago.
Right. That was the question became whether or not the technology. How are they interdimensional? Where's the technology? And I think he was trying to explain that.
Miss Juju, was that his source that he played a minute ago?
Yeah, it was. I'm saying we've been talking about him for 5 minutes. He could have been talking, but now we're talking about trying to interpret what he was saying. Now, how much sense that make? But anyway,
but I don't know why Kyle would leave.
We still talking about.
I mean, what else do you do when you talking fourth dimensional things that ain't been proven yet? What
I guess cut off people and not hear their complete thought. I guess that's what.
Or you just click off the panel and just don't come back.
No.
Man,
quorum is a thing.
What? Man,
since it's like that, we don't do it on the pseudo killers now. You know what? 6-dimensional travel should be possible, because if we got the fourth, which is time, why not a fifth and why not a sixth? And theoretically, it's possible, because if you make a double fold of space time, you could travel double the speed. Like, really? Did we doing that?
We doing that? Move to the next part of the conversation now.
No, that's what we doing though. That's what we doing, and I must sit down and listen to that. and pretend that it's something factual. We don't know what they're talking about because they're interdimensional being. That in itself, interdimensional. So you're a being that exists between dimensions. That's where you exist, between dimensions. Yeah. Listen. No, don't blame me and don't ask me to agree with something. Like, if you're setting a parameter, if you're going to explain something, explain it. Don't start your bill by asking me a question neither. That shit pseudo.
Okay.
Yeah, but Cedric, you do agree that the theoretical mathematics is correct.
Didn't I just say don't ask me nothing? Didn't I just say don't ask me shit?
I think we should move to the next.
You know what? Good night.
Look, we can stay on this though, but look.
So keep talking. So If you don't want to be asked a question, stop talking.
Partner, dip out the match.
Two down.
Two down.
Two down.
Who's next?
Why they leave? Should
I
Kyle
didn't
be
mean
in
to
the
run
room?
him off.
I didn't know this was wild in an Egyptian conversation. Dang.
Why is
I think we got a conversation, ladies and gentlemen. It's the
Hey, they be in a room. They be in a room full of. Hey, they be in a room full of pseudos beating them up, and they just left this room. Kyle be in a room full of Hebrews. He gonna leave. What kind of shit is that?
Nah, because his mic wasn't
We
working.
got Kyle. Stop it. I'm gonna make him come back.
Hold on, his mic wasn't working at first, right?
Yeah, well,
Right.
we can never
Yeah.
get him back on here.
All right.
It's my man, yo.
Hey, Uncle, y'all checking out that full moon, man? You and your son with that telescope?
Yeah, we sure was, yo. He did it. He grabbed the telescope from behind us and did it. I was like, damn, I couldn't even focus it.
Dimensional.
What's the next
what's
topic
up.
on your list, Bobby?
Dimensional.
The second dimension from IT technology allows you to see that. I thought he was linking that.
Let's talk about.
Hold on, wait. Was he linking that though? Is it me? Was it me?
I wanted to change.
We'll never know because we never.
Hey, DQ. Based off what you heard, what you think? I thought Kyle was trying to explain.
Can y'all hear me now?
Technology.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, ready? Yeah. Like I was just trying to say, just to be honest and fair about everything, we weren't able to get his full point. I understand where you coming from, but it was too much jumping around and interjecting. So, like Ms. Tipp said, we ain't never gonna know what he's trying to say.
Yeah, we will. He'll come back.
We will. Kyle, get your ass back on here. What the hell wrong with you? Hell, hey Kent, was that you cutting him off, Kent?
Nobody's trying to disrespect the brother. You know,
ain't nobody disrespecting Kyle.
You always cutting people off.
Cutting them off every time you say something.
Even that type of energy with everybody over here with him.
Whatever. You got Kyle in the car crying now. Why y'all do that?
He's not.
I'm talking because I want him to come back.
All we were saying was we were talking about the government shit, right? When them boys was when they're talking. And he said something about they were talking about the fourth interdimensional beings and the fourth dimension. That's what we was talking about.
No, and then I remember that point when he said that. That's when y'all jumped on his ass like, "What is the fourth dimension?" And then he had to cut off and start explaining that. I remember that point. So you are correct on that, but that's where it started to diverge.
Hold on, I got Kyle back. His mic is messed up. That's why I got him. Go ahead, Kyle.
No, I ain't got no issue with you, bro. Like, you man. You like big for real, man.
You live, nigga. The hell I know. Come on, yo. I want to hear about the third
You want
shit.
So like, I don't know, man. I think a lot.
You don't even know he don't speak.
He do know he on. Hey, Kyle, you know you're on the speaker, right?
No, that's cool.
All right, go ahead.
Live too.
I can't make nobody come to a better place where they are in their level of intelligence and open their mind up to different possibilities. Because, like, okay, so let's think about what I was saying.
All right, go ahead.
When you deal with IT, like you got the AWS, you got the Google, you got the Azure, and they actually use fourth dimensional cloud storage right now today. They store information based on a time. They're using actual data and they store it on a place in time. That means that they are able to access elastic environment based on the time that they want to. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, we're saying that technology doesn't exist. That's the same thing that Neil deGrasse Tyson and Brian Greene was actually talking about in their videos, because if you are able to access a different point in time, now you're able to reach a higher dimension or a fourth dimension. Like, this is basic shit. But if all we do is get on the internet and bang on people that have great ideas and new ideas, how the fuck do we learn something? And that's where I see that this is going. Like, we're only reading books. We're not expanding our minds to become greater to who we want to be. That's my issue. That's why I jumped off that in the mic shit.
All right, I want you to get that off, yo, because you're my man, yo. I want you to make sure you got that off.
Man. I mean, you can cuss me out, yo.
Yeah, I'm gonna joke you as soon as you get off the phone.
Yeah, I'm gonna tune back in so you can cuss me out. Like, this nigga.
Man, tell that nigga to get back on the panel.
All right, yeah, jump back in, nigga. Stop playing. All right, lady. All right. Yeah, he said he couldn't explain it like he really wanted to explain it, because he was trying to explain it because it didn't. He was explaining because he couldn't explain what he was explaining.
I told y'all he was talking about data storage.
right, cool. But what that do with aliens?
Mr. Put that camera on. All right, I want to see your face. You were talking about what?
To do with aliens, man. And in all due respect,
we didn't hear all of that part. But
all due respect.
To Ronald's point, he said that it probably won't be biological life that travels. It might be some type of AI or
that makes sense.
Android.
The movies.
Who was talking about AI travel?
The aliens watch the movies too. They're gonna send a probe because biology is Hold on, now I heard I was listening to an excellent show with Neil, and he was saying, like biology is biology, and that's what I don't think all y'all understand. Right? This is the life it produces. Now the kind and all that is like the complexity of it, and all that is different. But you got to know biology is biology. It's all biodegradable, so you can't start adding shit in. That's why I wanted Juju to actually read why those worms are able to do what they could do. The complex life forms, you ain't free. If that's the case, niggas would freeze themselves and wait till another cure come. Think about that, yo. If you could really freeze humans, wouldn't a nigga freeze himself at about 70 and wait till you can live longer with some other shit? It's obviously something that ain't gonna work. After you freeze that shit, it ain't coming back. You're done, nigga.
Unless they come up with the technology to do so.
Yeah, and that's like we're going, unless we find God, is all that. All that's in the game.
But if you already have a biological life form that can do that on Earth,
but it's been
why are you saying there's no possibility that they can?
I'm not saying that.
Oh,
it's the stop signs we got to adhere to.
Stop signs we got to deal with.
Yeah, we don't want to go past the stop.
What they gonna come up with in 200 years, though, Kent?
Who knows?
We might not even be here in 2 more.
What if they don't?
He ain't gonna be here to experience it.
I'm just saying.
But on the universe, there could be other life forms that are not carbon based.
Only thing scientists.
Go ahead, Ronald. What you say?
No, I think there could be other life forms that are not carbon based.
How?
I mean, some theories are out there now about silicone based life forms, potential for that, theoretical.
What you reading?
Like you said that the universe has created just a myriad different chemicals, and how those chemicals come together, who knows? On our planet, the predominant one is carbon in terms of organic life, but we know that we have helium, we have hydrogen, we have all other sorts of chemistries going on. So think about the probabilities of out in the universe that's 13 billion years old, of the combinations of chemistry that could go on to create life. We just don't know. We just happen to be carbon-based life forms here on Earth. So I can't say that I can't say that there's not a probability of other types of life form out in the universe that are non-carbon based, because it could be.
But there's a reason why it's carbon based, because that's the most abundant element. And that's what we made of. We made so a biological form will be made. We have signatures of ancient stars in our molecules. So these molecules will be in any organic life because they molecules. So it would be carbon.
But the organization of those may be different, though.
So you think it's okay. So you basically saying that we don't even know how to organize life. We got the formula though. Don't get it twisted. We just ain't figured out how to organize it right. We do got the formula though. You saying the organization of okay.
I'm just saying that sometimes when you have these types of conversations, you got to talk about probabilities, statistics, those types of things. So I'm saying that the probability exists that there could be other life forms that are non-carbon based in the universe. And then what does that look like? Frankly, we just don't know. We can only getting back to the theoretical calculations and modeling. It's just theory. We just don't know, and maybe we never will know. But these conversations are good. They're fun because they are based on theory and probability and stuff. So
no, it ain't based off theory. That's not saying that. Based off probabilities.
Yeah, we were just talking a minute ago. We were just talking about theoretical mathematics, about being able to bend time and space. Those calculations. That mathematical theory is there.
Yeah, just because the math shows it though doesn't mean it's like it's still not that yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the math is the first step though, Kent. Think about how people got off the ground flying. started with the math, right? Somebody was calculating lift, things like that, speed,
right.
Wing foils. So the math is first. Then the equipment comes second.
Well, it's almost like string theory. Like the math says string theory should be that, right? But it's kind of coming out that it's not really that. Is you know?
And there's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with being not what you thought originally, but it is something. And
what it looks like
some smart guy may figure it out one day.
All I'm saying is the math doesn't necessarily make it, all the way legit.
What do you mean by that? It doesn't make it legit. What do you mean it doesn't make it legit?
So like I said, string theory, right? It's a thing. But it's not, it's looking like that ain't gonna work, right? But mathematically, it looks like it should work.
I mean, I mean, when you say it looks like string theory doesn't work, I mean, I'm not
they haven't accepted it
quantum physicist, and so I don't know, but a lot of quantum mechanics, quantum physicists believe in string theory.
You said a lot of quantum physicists believe in string theory?
Yeah, of course.
No, they are trying to figure it out. I wouldn't say they believe in it.
No,
they're trying to figure it out, but it's not been a proven thing yet. It's not legit. It's not, it's not.
They only call it a theory. Hey, where you at, Juju?
It's still a hypothesis.
Right here.
Do you see this right here? Let's deal with the silicone-based life. So this is the article dealing with carbon-based life.
Mm-hmm.
And it talks about how carbon is the primary component of all life on Earth.
Right.
Representing approximately 45 to 50% of all dry biomass. All right. So now this down to the fiction aspect of it. Go ahead, read that, Juju. You see it?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Fiction, speculations about the chemical structure and properties of hypothetical non-carbon-based life have been a recurring theme in science fiction. Silicon is often used as a substitute for carbon in fictional life forms because of its chemical similarities. In cinematic and literary fiction, science fiction, when man-made machines cross from non-living to living, this new form is often presented as an example of non-carbon-based life. Since the advent of the microprocessor in the late 1960s, such machines are often classed as silicone-based life. Other examples, did you want to say something?
No, go ahead.
Other examples of fictional silicone-based life can be seen in the 1967 episode, The Devil in the Dark, from Star Trek, the original series, in which a living rock creature's biochemistry is based on silicone, and in the 1994 The X-Files episode Firewalker, in which a silicone-based organism is discovered in a volcano. In the 1984 film adaptation of Arthur C. Clarke's 1982 novel 2010 Odyssey 2, a character argues whether we are based on carbon or on silicone makes no fundamental difference. We should each be treated with appropriate respect.
All right, we ain't got to keep going. Go ahead, Kyle.
They say you couldn't get it all out. Go ahead and get it out.
Be quiet, Kent.
Well, look, man, you good, man. Look, I'm finna grill, man. We finna flip the script right quick.
Why you gonna grill me? I ain't said nothing.
No, just get what you was trying to get out
Be
early.
quiet, Kent. Get him quiet.
What is
Maybe
the
Killas
difference?
is on Kyle's side.
What is the difference between me and you? How do we determine whose life was different? What is it? Like, I want you to think about this conversation on a deeper level, right?
What's the difference between me and you?
Yeah, like what's the difference between me and you and Juju and Kent and let's really think about it, right? The difference is our experiences.
Yes.
I mean, we have physical characteristics that are different, of course, but those things can be changed and altered. You know what I'm saying? We can do plastic surgery, we can lose weight, we can gain weight, we can do all these things. But the memories that we have, the data that we have processed is the data in our mind, right?
Correct.
That being known as a foundation, right? Let's think about let's transition to a new concept, right? If you was to travel from your house to get to Stonecrest Mall, how would you get there?
With a car.
All right, with a car. If you was to travel to your house to the Louvre in Paris, how would you get there?
A plane.
All right, if you was to travel from your house and try to attempt to go to the moon, how would you get there?
A rocket ship.
Okay. So you would change your means of transportation based on your destination, right?
Yep.
All right, and you know that but from what we just experienced and just explained, that you are a culmination of your experiences, which is data that is stored in your brain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your brain is the same thing as a computer. It is a storage for a state for data, which just transmits information to make you relative in your current environment. So if you want to send yourself to a new environment, you will send it as a biomedical or by means of bioengineering. You will send it by technology. You will send your data the same way you can look on your phone and you can get a picture in your phone, and that picture just looks just like the other picture that's in the other phone, because you're sharing data between intelligent devices. So if you create an intelligent device and you're able to transmit that device and recreate it in a new environment and then send the data, which is not affected by the speed of light, because humans, we can't travel the speed of light. That type of travel y'all talking about is not even an option for human beings. So like that's why I was saying that like that's an irrelevant conversation, and y'all don't understand what they're talking about, because human beings, the gravitational force that takes us from going from 0 to the speed of light, it would kill us. It would crush every bone in our body, and we would implode on ourselves. So we can't do that. It's not a physical capability of humans. And people don't understand that, and so we dive off into these, oh my God, the aliens. That's not how interstellar travel is going to ever happen. It's going to happen by sending data from other devices and then creating biological life sources to send that data to. This is the same thing we have with cell phones. This is the same thing we have with Wi-Fi. This is the same thing we have with satellites and technology. It's about the ability to send data to reproduce a product or an environment in a different location. That's what it's about. I digress.
All right.
Thank you, Kyle.
You're welcome.
That was great. Great explanation.
Call me crazy again. I'm gonna be waiting. I'm gonna be listening for the chat.
See what happens when we get to hear the whole thoughts.
Miss Tiffany, can you please explain what Kyle just said?
Exactly.
He's basically saying that human beings cannot travel at the speed of light, and so but data can. And he's using what we're able to do now in 2023 here on Earth as an example of what the possibilities are when you're dealing with data transfer.
Okay.
There you go. That's all I'm saying. And then the thing is, we're dealing with an interdimensional being. We're dealing with a being that's in the future, right? And so this in the future, the same way we didn't have cell phones 20 years ago, the technology is gonna be more advanced. And so like we're judging what we can do right now based on what we can do right now, and that's pseudo as fuck, in my personal opinion.
Thank you.
Okay, so Kyle, can I ask you a question, my brother?
Yes, sir.
These aliens that we're talking about.
I'm not talking about aliens.
Talking about aliens.
Okay, we're not talking about the Congress thing no more. We're not on that. That's
they never said aliens. They said interdimensional beings.
Okay.
I swear to God.
Okay, cool. We're still talking about them, right?
They said interdimensional.
So hold on, we're still talking about.
We're not talking about biological life, Kent. We're not talking about biological life.
No, they said it in Congress. What y'all talking about?
Interdimensional beings, meaning they can fold time and space to travel.
Juju, you cut them off.
So think about this for a second, Juju. Right now, we have the ability to recreate. We have the ability to recreate hearts, lungs, limbs. We can do all that stuff right now in 2023. Now, you trying to tell me an interdimensional being cannot create a brain and send that brain?
Hey, Kyle, are we still having a conversation about what Congress and them is talking about? That's you still.
Absolutely, because they never mentioned aliens. They said interdimensional beings.
Okay, cool. Stop right there. So in this Congress thing, or this meeting that they having, they're saying that they have evidence of non-human biologicals.
Yes.
Non-human biologicals. Now
that's the same thing as a GMO, right?
Whatever they say,
no, just non-human. It's not a human
No. Let's keep it funky, bro. Let's keep it funky because now y'all gonna get beat up, bro. Because this is my area of expertise.
Are those things that you are calling interdimensional beings? Yes or no?
Yeah, because it's an interdimensional thing that has consciousness because it's being sent data. It can represent a physical body in another dimension, and it can represent itself. So yeah, I'm cool with that.
I rest my case, man.
Oh, he just saying that Kent stupid boy.
I rest my case. I mean, so the three-dimensional things that we are actually observing on Earth, we are able to, because we can't see nothing outside of the three-dimensional. So the things that we are actually experiencing on Earth, you're saying these things are from the fourth dimension.
No, bro.
They're interdimensional beings, though, right?
Tiffany, can you help me explain this? Because they not getting it.
Help me understand, Miss Tiff.
No, I'm saying
I regurgitated it really simple, but Ken is just taking us down to the Tea Party and the rabbit hole, the Mad Hatter and all this.
I think we was already in the Tea Party though.
We in the rabbit hole, so
I think we was in the Tea Party.
The whole conversation is a rabbit hole.
I think some people are just still thinking about it being human like us. And not
I'm thinking it's non-human though.
Yeah,
hey.
Okay, this is a question. Can information be the interdimensional being that they're talking about? Because we understand.
No.
Exactly. That's the whole point, bro. That's why I said what I just said about the whole brain and the lungs and the hearts and stuff.
Okay.
All you need is the
green things. They're talking about little green things that don't look human. That's what they're talking about.
No, they not, bro.
Nah. Kent funny as hell, boy.
I'm doing that on purpose. Like,
are y'all serious right now?
So,
hey, Ken, I'm with you, Ken. They ain't gonna get me with it. DQ
like AI, and
No, I'm understanding that he's talking about information. Y'all are still stuck on biological flesh, something you can touch. He's trying to say that information can travel between the dimensions.
The hearing is about.
Yes, man.
But can information travel at the speed of light?
Yeah.
It can travel,
It can travel at the speed of light.
Real no information. It can travel. Well, whatever it can survive it, and we can't.
Wow. Really?
That's data can survive it, obviously.
Man, you can send a text message from your phone right now, and it'll be in China in 1 second, bro. But ain't no way in the world you can travel that fast because your body can't withstand the speed of light. Come on, bro. Like, y'all got to use our brains.
Wait. What did you just say?
Y'all think the congressional hearing is about a bunch of data?
No, it's not. It's not.
Hey, Kid, why you saying it like that, Kid?
Thank you, Kid, because I thought it was
wow, because meanwhile, they're using AI now to create. Yes, AI images are being created, and they'll be able to change the narrative in history with these freaking images. And actors are now talking about how some studios in Hollywood are having conversations about using AI as, like, if I was an actress, they would just use my AI image in
but it's not a biologic though. The AI image is not a biologic. I think that's what they were talking about. They're talking about biology.
Hey, don't judge me, but like most porn is now AI. Like
oh my.
No, stop. No. Stop it.
Did it? Okay.
Kyle.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. I'm gonna look that up. I ain't seen that yet.
We have technology.
Don't look it up. Don't ruin your marriage, man.
Go back to your car.
I'm just saying that we on the earth are creating all kind of crazy technology. We got Chat GPT, all of this stuff that we're doing, and y'all not considering that there could be other means of getting, doing things weird.
Just say it.
This is weird.
You don't want to say aliens.
What did I just say?
Like, that's even better.
She just said other beings. Why isn't that acceptable?
Yeah, it's acceptable. I think my only question is: are we talking about biology, biologics?
Y'all
or we
got
talking about information?
confused. Ronald, you
What
confused
do you
just
mean,
like
biological beings or artificial beings? What do
They're
you mean?
already creating life.
Biological, not artificial. Flesh and blood, like us.
Wait. Everybody's talking.
One mic. What do y'all think non-human biologicals mean?
Right, I'm with you, Kent. They won't get us, yo.
Not
We're gonna
human
stand on the
biological?
code.
I don't.
Let's
That's
do
artificial life form.
No,
right?
let's go around the panel. Let's go around the panel. Let's go around the panel. Juju first.
I'm
What
just
do you
taking
think-
a guess. That's
what do you think
artificial life form?
non-biological, non-human biologicals are?
Artificial life form. I'm just gonna stick there. That's a guess.
Okay, so
Google
that
on
could
that.
be transferred through data.
Huh?
Right? They could be transferred through data.
Yeah. Because it's not biological.
Right.
They say non-human. They ain't say non-biological though.
Non-human, but biological.
Yes, that's what they said. Yep.
Okay.
So it was a humanoid. It was an archaic human. They the same Homo sapiens.
Thank you.
That's funny.
Nope, because they said non-human, so that wouldn't even count.
Oh,
Wait. Okay, but that's
I don't
what
even
was the
think
question?
biologic is a word, yo.
What did you said? Non-biological life.
No,
form.
non-human biologic. Here go the screen. Look, let's do that.
Oh, God.
Look,
I
let's
don't know
pull
what
it
that
up.
is.
Wikipedia, man. Let's do a Wikipedia run real quick.
Wiki.
Yeah.
Fairly new term though.
Wiki.
Yeah, it's got. All right, y'all see this, right?
Somebody,
This
we
is
need to
NPR.
put that Jim Pone. Doom.
Wait,
I
hold
wish
on.
I wish they could read it. Go ahead, Juju. Let's read that. Let's read them ship them.
Oh,
Let's see
Juju.
what's going on here. Let's get to it. We're gonna get to it tonight, goddammit. Y'all, I found the conversation better than the Egyptian conversation. I'm not gonna let this
Right?
go.
Thank God. I'm gonna
Goddamn, make
split
it
my
big.
wrist on Egypt. I swear. Oh my gosh.
All right, go ahead. Let's go.
That is so painful. So, the U.S. recovered non-human biologics from UFO crash sites, former intel official says. So, 3 military veterans testified in Congress, a highly anticipated hearing on UFOs Wednesday, including a former Air Force intelligence officer who claimed the U.S. government has operated a secret, multi-decade reverse engineering program of recovered vessels. He also said the U.S. has recovered non-human biologics from alleged crash sites.
Hold on, say it again. What's that again? Non-human what?
Non-human biologics from alleged crash sites.
Okay, gotcha.
But while the topic of little green men did come up, much of the discussion centered on improving processes for reporting unidentified aerial phenomenons or UAPs. The military's term for UFOs, increasingly UAP refers to anomalous rather than aerial phenomenons to account for sightings in both air and water. There are also calls to remove the stigma for aviators who report UAP sightings and to ensure oversight of government programs that investigate them. Retired Major David Grush, who went from being part of the Pentagon's UAP task force to becoming a whistleblower, told the House Oversight Committee's National Security Subcommittee that he had been denied access to some government UFO programs, but that he knows the exact locations of UAPs in U.S. possession. You can watch the hearing now.
Nope. Keep going.
In response to public interest and public pressure, federal and military agencies have shared a trove of information about unexplained aircraft encounters, but many sightings have been found to be pedestrian origin, from weather balloons to drones, airborne trash, and birds. On Wednesday, Defense Department spokeswoman Susan Gough issued a statement saying that Pentagon's inquiries had not turned up any verifiable information to substantiate claims that any programs regarding the possession or reverse engineering of extraterrestrial materials have existed in the past or exist currently, as the Associated Press reports. Gresh also alleged that the U.S. has retrieved a non-human biological matter from the pilots of the crafts, adding that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on UAP program I talked to that are currently still on the program. While he refrained from sharing any further information in the public hearing, Gresh offered to disclose details behind closed doors. Gresh said he hasn't personally seen any alien vehicles or alien bodies, and that his opinions are based on the accounts of over 40 witnesses he interviewed over 4 years in his role with the UAP task force. Red flag. My testimony is based on information I've been given by individuals with a long-standing track record of legitimacy and service to this country, many of whom also shared compelling evidence in the form of photography, official documents, and classified oral testimony, Gresh said, adding that the trove of evidence has been intentionally kept secret from Congress. Several times during the hearing, Gresh deflected lawmakers' questions, saying he could only elaborate in a SCIF, a sensitive. You went up too far. Oh, wait. Okay. I lost where I was. A sensitive compartmental information facility. Those instances include when he was asked if the government has had any contact with aliens and whether anyone had been murdered to cover up information about extraterrestrial technology. Gresh said he couldn't comment. The former intelligence officer also told the panel that he and several other colleagues have been the targets of administrative terrorism and that he has at times feared for his life since coming forward. It was very brutal and very unfortunate. Some of the tactics they used to hurt me both professionally and personally, he said, adding that there is currently an open investigation into the matter. UAP sightings are not rare or isolated. The subcommittee also heard testimony from former Navy flight pilot Ryan Graves and retired Commander David Fravor about their alleged encounters with aircraft of an unexplained origin. Graves recounted an incident with the flying object off the coast of Virginia Beach in 2014 while flying an F-18. He said he came upon an aircraft that looked like a dark gray or black cube inside of a clear sphere that he estimated to be 5 to 15 feet in diameter and unlike any aircraft he has ever seen. Graves claimed the UAP could remain stationary despite hurricane force winds. He told lawmakers that his squadron submitted a safety report at the time, but that he received no official acknowledgement of the incident. According to the former pilot, UAP encounters in that region were not rare or isolated. Graves has since found Americans for Safe Aerospace, a group that supports aviators who have reported UAPs. He stated that the objects that are reportedly being seen by military and commercial pilots are performing maneuvers that are unexplainable due to our current understanding of our technology and our capabilities as a country. He added, if everyone could see the sensor and video data I witnessed, our national conversation would change. Incredible technology, unlike anything we have. Retired Navy Commander David Farver offered the panel his own eerie account of a UAP encounter that was captured on video in 2004. The Pentagon released the video to the public in 2020. Farver described being flabbergasted when he and 3 other service members saw a white tic-tac-shaped flying object emerge over the San Diego coast in California. There were no rotors, no rotor wash, or any visible flight control surface like wings, he said, of the UAP, as he and the other pilots tried to get closer to the mysterious craft, it rapidly accelerated and disappeared right in front of our aircraft, leaving no detectable turbulence. The technology that we faced was far superior than anything that we had, Farver said. I'm not a UFO fanatic, but what we saw with 4 sets of eyes, we have nothing close to it. It was incredible technology. Farver said it was several years before any official followed up on the extraordinary events of the day, and even then, he added, nothing was done. Grass from the overflow room. The highly anticipated hearing was open to the public. People waited for hours to secure a spot for the hearing. A 22-year-old from New York City who asked to remain anonymous due to stigma that still persists around the subject told NPR he made plans to attend knowing that it's something that could be a historic moment. From an overflow room with about 100 other enthralled spectators, he watched as Grush, Graves, and Farver, men with long careers in the military, shared their experiences. Out of context, he said, their stories sound fantastical, but given the credentials of all 3 witnesses, he said, he's a believer. And he wasn't the only one. There were definitely a gasp, and everyone was definitely a little bit shocked, he said. When Grush was talking about non-human biologics, there was a similar response when Grush later touched on the personal retaliation he suffered, according to the man.
Yeah. So only question I would ask is all of these witnesses, right? Everybody got camera phones and shit now, right? Where are the detailed pictures of these UAPs? It's starting to sound more like conspiracy theory to me than actual legitimate claims. You know what I mean? Because all of the evidence is either blurry or is hearsay, is the third person. You know what I mean? Like those are the red flags for me. Like the minute we see somebody getting shot or we see a goddamn plane crash or something, we got cameras all over the place. But now when the UAPs pop up, nothing but blurry tic tac shaped looking things. Come on, man.
Yeah, but why would the government be involved with some type of conspiracy about UAPs? So that's the thing I don't quite understand. If it's a conspiracy, why would they be involved? I think they are seeing these phenomenon, but I don't necessarily think that they're off world. I think they're man-made, probably maybe some new technology that's being tested.
That's what I,
you know, like 30, 40 years ago, they came out with all these new aircrafts, and they were, at these air bases under top secret, guard, and they would go out and fly them at night, and people would look at them and say, "Oh, it's a UFO. That's something from another world." Turns out they were just spy planes and different types of technology.
But
maybe the same thing is going on here as well.
Hold on, but you hear what they're saying, right? They're saying that these things are defying the laws of physics, which is impossible.
Well, I mean, I don't think they're. How are they defying the laws of physics?
Well, they're saying they're making impossible maneuver, or they could be saying that they're making maneuvers that aren't possible.
That they can't make. Right, that conventional aircrafts can't make.
So sound like God to me.
You can't defy physics. You can't defy the laws of physics.
Exactly. So let's just say that maybe the military has some technology that the public isn't aware of yet.
Right. That's what I think.
That would be more probable than saying it's an extraterrestrial species.
I agree. That for me is more probable.
Right.
Than something off world.
Yeah, so that's all I'm saying. Like to just jump straight to the conspiracy theory that the government is hiding, alien speak. Like, that
would make no sense.
Well, why is this only happening in the United States? So it's like the aliens only come to the United States. I'm confused. I want y'all to know the United States has the most abductions and the most alien sightings on planet Earth. Just for the record, ladies and gentlemen, why is that? Why would that be?
That's documentation, though.
I think it's just what's documented. We hear what is here. We don't hear what's in other countries.
They don't come to the hood though.
They don't
never come to the hood.
And that's why I think it's not off world, because if something came from another planet, it would basically present itself anywhere. And why is it over some remote mountain range or out in the middle of the Pacific or flying over the Arctic or something?
I think
as opposed to landing in your or my neighborhoods. I mean that doesn't make sense to me.
I think everybody on this channel right now got a camera. They got.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hold on, Smash. I think everybody on this channel right now got a phone or a camera that they got at least 1080p, 4K, technology to where we can get clear pictures, right? Where are the clear pictures of these things?
Get mad.
I'm not mad.
That's the type of question that made me hit the panel, actually. Like, so you acting like in the day and age where technology, like anybody I could go right to the computer and give you a clear picture of one, but would it be more convincing just because it's clear? That's what I'm saying. Like, if you think it's a conspiracy, wouldn't you think the government could produce clear pictures?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think the government would be involved in any type of conspiracy for something like this. This is not, doesn't make sense.
So I mean, where's the pictures of these aircraft? Is what I'm asking Smash.
I've never seen them.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm asking Smash this.
Oh,
I got like 2 or 3 of them. You can see the reports on YouTube. They actually, but they look at the quality. They're the quality that you're complaining about. But my question to you is, first and foremost, we know the government, if they wanted to pull a sham, they could produce videos in the quality that would suit your need. And so then why would they give us low quality if it wasn't real is the real question.
All right, well, let's see the pictures you got.
But y'all, I heard you say, like what I said. You didn't understand what I was saying?
Nah, not at all.
I've
never seen a clear picture of none of that.
We
I've never seen. I can say, I see what that is. There's always something foggy.
I was saying, don't we think, because people are proposing, since they haven't seen clear pictures, it may be some type of conspiracy.
Oh, I didn't say that.
No. We're not saying it may be a conspiracy. What we're saying is everybody got a phone camera nowadays, right? But the only pictures they talking about a tic-tac shape thing, right? Where's the detailed photos from hundreds of people? Being that everybody got cameras nowadays, so it shouldn't be as mysterious as it used to be back in the 50s, 60s, 70s. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's a misnomer because we have those things. That's what we're trying to.
Okay, go ahead and show. Let me see one of them real quick. Somebody put a screen.
You saw you actually saw the radar pictures, and when they were showing the UAPs on from the Air Force, they were taking the pictures of them, and these things were making all these crazy moves and things like that. You saw that, right?
Nah,
they weren't clear. It was like,
I understand they weren't clear.
Yeah, I don't know what they were.
Clear, but that's not my point about being clear or unclear. My point is that these professional pilots saw this stuff. I don't think they were making that up.
Yeah, you got 2 or 3 people right now on this panel right now who also have seen these things with their own 2 eyes and have interpreted them. And for instance, me, you have Smash that's also seen it, and I think the other brother.
Which y'all done
Smash, you seen it before, Smash?
But you know, I told you
what's being presented on the news.
Wait a minute, one person at a time.
I thought I told that I put it public on my channel hell a long time ago. Before I put it on my channel at a time where I was sacrificing who I was to y'all, because I wanted to see what type of people y'all was when I gave a real account of something I seen. So one thing that made me type in is when y'all was talking about biology and biological, but what I seen consists of intelligent light. I mean, light that I could interact with, and it just did all kind of different stuff. And so maybe when they're proposing this, I don't want to go into that account, but I'm just simply want to offer that maybe when they're proposing something about alien biology, it might not be the typical type of thing that we're thinking of. That's all.
Smash, we want to go into that account of the light, man. Let's do it.
Not right now. I
But
did because I just did it yesterday.
let's keep it funky. Like we
And go in.
we keep going back and
Y'all
forth
ready to
between
discount already?
Yeah, Smash jumped on the paddle. He said something about the intelligent light. Let's talk about
I have a very similar story to Smash's story. And like when we're having these dialogues, we can't
one at a time.
Go ahead, my bad.
Now I'm saying that I personally think that I'm pretty rational and reasonable. You know what I'm saying? I think that I got a pretty good foundation of intelligence. I know how to decipher what's real and what's not. You know, and I think Smash is a pretty genius brother, and he had a similar encounter and saw similar things. I can't say it was identical, but it was very, very similar as far as the things that we was able to kind of discuss. And like to discredit what we're saying, that's cool. You should do that.
We just asking y'all what y'all. So I asked him about the light. So what you saw? You saw the intelligent light too?
Nah, I saw a light that could navigate in our environment as if it was in full control and understood the environment that it was in. That's what I was saying.
Photon. So hold on, because light is photons, right? So the photon knew the environment that it was in, and it did what now? It navigated how?
I gave my testimony. I've told y'all how I feel.
I ain't even saying nothing against your testimony. I'm just
I know that, bro. I'm just trying to get my shit off real quick.
Go ahead.
And what I'm saying is, every day in my life for the last almost 6-7 years, I've been dealing with technology, and I understand how technology works. There's things that we know today that we won't know tomorrow. I mean, that we will know more about tomorrow. I'll say that, right? And I can't limit my stance on technology based on my ignorant position today. I have to be welcoming of the possibilities of future technologies emerging tomorrow. That's the foundation of being a forerunner in technology. And we're simply saying that right now we can't do it, so it must be false. That's a pseudo ass position, in my personal opinion. You know, no disrespect, but like if you standing on, oh my God, I got this iPhone, I got this flip phone, this BlackBerry, I can't get on the internet and do social media, I can't produce AI images. We would have never thought 10 years ago that we could have AI, but we do.
But nobody's saying that though. I don't think.
No. I get you're not saying that right now, but that's the foundation for y'all's entire argument, is because we can't do it in 2023. It doesn't mean that.
Yeah, that's not my argument.
That's not my argument at all.
Okay.
No,
well, maybe
I'm all of our argument. It's some pushback, but yeah, I feel you, Kyle.
No, my pushback is
I'm not pushing back against that.
One goddamn clear
proponent of that.
One goddamn clear picture out the thousands that we claim to have. Just one.
There's actually videos.
I'm not hung up on the pictures either, about the clarity of pictures. I'm not hung up on that.
There's actually videos from military aircraft, and there's
videos. I want to see one now.
Hold on, the photon navigating its environment. I want to focus in on that. What is that photon doing?
What?
Navigating its environment.
I could explain anything you want to know about it. What's up?
All right, so we also agree that light is photons, right? We all have a correct understanding of that, right, Smash and Kyle?
No, science tells us that.
Oh, Lord.
Well, do you want to share your experience?
Does it say something different?
You asked me if I had a correct understanding, and I just don't want to front. Science tells us that, I'll agree. But let's keep going.
Okay, but so if science tells us that, you saying it's something else?
Oh no, I'm saying that's the correct answer for science. But you asked me that I don't know that for sure, because we talking about something extra worldly phenomenon, and I'm about to describe things that did defy the properties of physics.
Okay, I'm hearing you, right? Get an understanding of you, right? Because you're saying, yeah, that's what science tells us, and usually I hear that from people that doesn't really agree with what science tells us. So are you saying that, yeah, that's what science tells us, that light is photons, but You know,
but if I'm about to tell you I interacted with a light intelligently, it won't be, it won't make sense for me to say that what science is saying. So you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I want to hear it. Put it on record.
Man, I got it on record. I really wrote a rap about it, but I got it on record from like more than 4 times. But I thought y'all heard me tell a discussion about me having a trip in Hawaii in 1990.
I heard that, but I heard you say something.
Yeah. So I ain't making that up. Just why would I do this? Like, well,
no, I want to hear about it though. I heard. I just felt like you was tripping. You had a good bag of weed or something.
I've never heard it.
But since it's such a long account, I will just fill you in with the greater details of the what made.
Time? Go ahead.
And I'll answer any questions y'all have. I'll answer any questions y'all have. But the reason why I clicked the link is because we was talking. Somebody said you can't defy the properties of physics.
Yeah, I said
but
that.
sometimes when somebody when the observer says the things were defying the properties of physics, it only may appear like that to the observer, but it's not like we actually testing what we seeing to prove that it really did that. And it might be simpler things than y'all suspect. But one thing I noticed was this light could move at really high speeds without streaking. And it defined one of the properties of physics right there, because whenever a light moves from one space to another, it leaves a light trail. But one of the first things that made me start being like, what the hell is this thing I'm looking at? And it started as 3 lights. I'm in Hawaii in 1998 I took Highway 1 to 93. Anyone can pull up a map right now and see if I just made up how about someone pull up a map? I took Highway 1, go to Oahu, and I took Highway 1 to 93. We could zoom in on the Google Maps and see exactly where I was sitting. Now, Highway 1 will lead to 93, and 93 will lead to an old dirt road. If we go to Google Maps right now, off to the left, we're going to see some government facility before we get to a private small beach. Anyone can verify what I'm saying right in Google, but it'll just let you know at least how is that in my memory. And so it was a long ass experience. It started off looking like 3 lights, 2 or 3. This is just a human estimate, not real digits. It started off looking like 3 lights at least 2 or 3 miles out on the water. And we sitting there, and we looking like, what's that? Because it's almost 1 in the morning. So imagine just being in Hawaii for your first time and wanting to go to kick it on the beach on a late night. It was one of those scenarios. And so we looking like, what the hell? What's that out there? So now, just like Brother Kyle said, I'm like extremely logical. I don't accept nothing that I can't define with logic, and I'm not just on no creative shit. But in order to try to be the one who could calm down my other 2 peers who was witnessing this with me, I really couldn't come up with nothing. And so in order for y'all to first see what I thought I seen, I'm gonna give you my description of it that I gave to my homies to try to calm us down. I was like, bro, that's just 3 professional jet skiers with headlights on their jet skis hitting donuts. So now you can imagine what that might look like if you encountered that from 2 miles out. You see, I'm just trying to give you a picture. And so we thought that was hella stupid because we knew jet skis don't have headlights. And why would they be out there at 2 in the morning spinning circles? So the lights were right at the level of the ocean. Now, this is why I learned that it was intelligent and I had a chance to interact with it. So we was watching for hella long, sitting in a rental van, right? And my partner in the back seat was like, this is when we was filming a hieroglyphics video called, what's it called? You'll Never Know. So if you go watch that video, you're gonna see it was in Hawaii in 1998. And so there was 3 of the band members, and we was like, no one's gonna believe what we're seeing. And my partner in the back seat, because I'm the only one who talk about it, they won't even talk about it, so I'm just saying my partner in the back seat was like, they ain't gonna believe us. And he started grabbing his camera. And that's when I had a moment and I was figuring like, hold up, you about to flash a light at some lights? Something just told me, I don't know what told me that wasn't a good idea. But he started doing it hella fast. He lifted up the camera and flashed the light, bruh. And when the light flashed, it was like it lit up the whole beach. But when he did that, these 3 lights that we was observing that looked like jet skis hitting independent circles instantly merged into one light. All right. Now, when they merged into one light, that's when we just imagine you sitting in your car like a hood movie with some aliens in it or some shit. That's just how real it was. So look, imagine what y'all would have did. Someone gonna try to signal, did you just see that real quick, right? But it was happening in so much real time that by the time we got to be like, before we could react, it zoomed in on our car from about, in my best, I'll just try to be modest, maybe 2 miles away. It got to the car before I could, but basically the guy who was in driver's seat tried to start turning the keys like, let's be up out. But before he could get from his hand from his lap to the key, it was hovering over our car. And so I'll pause right there, and there's a lot more to the story, but I'll pause right there for questions if anybody thinks something sounds crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, I ain't gonna bait about that one though, Smash.
Tell me when
I'm with you though, yo. Y'all was smoking some good Hawaiian weed, yo. That'll do it.
I got some better weed right here, bro. We don't do that.
I'm not going to ever discount anyone's experience.
Yeah, I'm not discounting his
No,
experience.
I'm not going to try to dispel your experience.
Nah, I'm not discounting with you though.
Well, look, it ain't place close to finish. I just want to open up and see if anybody specifically can, like, if there's anything you want to ask about what the light did or something.
I mean, it just don't sound believable. I ain't even gonna lie, and I fuck with you, Smash.
Now I'm with you on that because it's not believable. I mean, what the hell?
I do have a question. Why is it always light? Why is it light?
Was it not? Like, you know, you wasn't dreaming, and you might be remembering a dream right now that you might have had.
I was with 2 other people.
And they said they saw the same light.
Oh, we're seeing it. We witnessed it together. It froze us. Well, we weren't grown men. We were like in our late 20s. Well, in the 98. It was 1998.
Y'all weren't influenced no drugs.
I was come on now. We was going to go to the beach to smoke and kick it, just like your first time in Hawaii.
Okay, so y'all had the weed on it. So you do realize like hallucination could be a thing, right?
Oh, but yeah, I definitely realized that. I've actually took hallucinogenics before. I'm experienced. Like I know how to be on a hallucinogen. You don't take weed for that.
But I guess the only thing I can say though is that it's light. You and both Kyle both dealing with light. So light, we know we can do strange things with light. I remember when my kids were small, I had a laser pointer. I would take them in a dark room, turn the light off, and then press the button on my pointer. That light would instantaneously be on the wall. Now I would depress it, put it on another wall, and it's almost like instantaneous, just moving all sorts of patterns and things like that. I think light, you can. If somebody's manipulating light sources, they can do anything.
They might even playing with
it. I just stopped. Remember, I was just giving y'all a brief pause.
Right. So it's some parts
y'all got me open now. Look. So
man, if you tell an alien walked out there, boy,
boy. Tell your truth, Smash.
Just right, but honestly, Bob, for what? Who is that? The flight doctor? The brother, the one brother. Robert. Peace, Robert.
Ronald, yeah.
Well, for something you said, it was about the biology, and I tried to keep what you were saying in mind. And I was thinking, well, if what the brother's saying is true, maybe if it is some type of an alien being, because we do have biological insects that emit light, and if at night you can't see nothing but the light, you can't see the insect no more. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, just trying to be logical, there would be a possibility that it's some type of a biological entity that could emit light as well. But just to cut the story short, before it did like a 30-minute fiasco. After it bounced over our car for like 2 seconds, it must have assessed us. It shot back out to the water and turned back into 3 lights again. And then it started exuding. It started basically doing more than it was doing when it encountered us. So that gave me a suspicion that this might be like some white boy with some technology showing off. It basically had a show off attitude once we had the encounter. But then trip off this. It finished doing what it was doing over the water. It wasn't even tripping off us. It just knew we was watching. It came back to 1 light again in front of our face. Now, let me tell y'all this. When we started seeing this shit, we wasn't even finished rolling up the weed. Like when we just looking out at the water, like, what's that out there? And by the time we was finished with the ordeal, we was probably on our 3rd blunt. Like that's how long of an event it was. So again, if you can say, oh, 3 blunts, oh yeah, you was hallucinating. No, I'm just everybody, all y'all smoke 3 blunts, stop tripping. So anyway, but I don't want to put that on y'all. Let me get back
on weed though, boy. Got
so
you.
this is what I'm trying to say. I'm just gonna end it with this. It turned into 1 light, y'all, and that shot into the sky at burst off, blast off speed from the water, and then it blasted supernova so much that I, witnessing it, thought that everyone on the island seen it. So my perspective changed to thinking I was gonna get some type of money or reward for being one of the witnesses who actually witnessed it. But when we got back to the room, nobody seen that shit, bro. It was crazy. So I'll end right there. And that was just my little experience. Now notice it didn't turn me to a pseudo. You never even heard me talk about it. And so, but if we want to start discrediting these type of things, I'm gonna just let y'all know that shit real.
Hey.
Thank you for sharing.
I remember one time I was some
Are you hey Smash, are you anywhere near are you in the house?
Oh my gosh.
Just want to make sure.
I'm in the bed right now.
All right, you good. Okay. As long as you ain't out and about telling us.
Don't do it like that, bro. You're supposed to let anybody know.
Never gonna take anybody seriously ever.
Name, just look through my history and pull up a story I told you that was bullshit about anything, bro.
Nah, I ain't say I was just saying I ain't
had experiences. Who was the 3rd person that had an experience? I know Kyle said he had an experience.
Go ahead, Kyle, your turn.
He already said he had it. He already said what his was. He saw
I'm thinking the light thing is a regular thing, though. I've seen some light.
Yeah, I've said my experience publicly before as well. I've said, matter of fact, a couple days ago, me and Smash was talking about the same exact thing. We had very, very similar experiences. Not necessarily, I was not at a beach, but I was actually here in Georgia. I was in Lawrenceville, leaving from, I believe it was Lawrenceville Swanee Parkway, and I got on 316. I hopped off on, I believe it's exit 6. And when I looked up in the sky, it was like 4 or 5 greenish colored light orbs in the sky, and they was moving in a very, very unconventional way. And they smashed down to the for me it was like they smashed down to the linear plane of the earth. Well, I guess the horizon, I would say, right? And they shot back up into the sky and disappeared. But they was moving in a way that was very, very unconventional. I've never seen light move that way. I'm talking about flashlight, lasers, any of these things. And I was like, wow, that's something different right there. And I can't discredit what I saw because of my knowledge of science at that time. Because again, that's why I brought up the point of 20 years ago, we could never imagine what social media was. We could never imagine having a smartphone, having a phone we can Google on. But that's a small and minor step in technology. But when we're dealing with an interdimensional being that may possibly have been from hundreds or thousands of years in the future that have similar origins, then they would also be, they would be privy to the I guess you would say not consequently, but they'll be privy to this type of environment. You know what I'm saying? This is why when you see like all these reports, it's none of them have said alien. They always says it says interdimensional beings. Like that's why I keep going back to, and we act as if the folding of the time space paradigm is not something that's possible, but it's completely possible. This has been theorized, and y'all use theory to prove so many points when dealing with evolution and all these different things. But these things also, who put that video up, man? Y'all ain't shit.
Was it like this? Was that what you seen? Let's back it up. We might have a sighting. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we have a Smash Rockwell and Kyle sighting. We figured out what it is. Let's see. It could be this. Yes. Was it 3 lights? There you go. Shoot. You have it up.
The irony is that y'all are actually going at the two people in the community that have the highest
third person though. We're the third person that who else had to jump?
I just want to say that it's funny that people are talking about the light, and we just got to saying a while ago what could actually travel if there was any type of thing that could travel, it would be the light. And
I'm having fun. I ain't gonna let y'all get me. I'm not gonna discount your experiences, yo. I'm saying, but I remember a guy named Young Pharaoh said he actually was on a spaceship. What's the difference? I'm saying, are we freak? Y'all just didn't get on the goddamn spaceship. You should have got on the spaceship and asked for that lottery number. Would have been better.
What the problem with they was at the light?
There's a lot of difference. Do my story sound like it sound like a Pharaoh story?
No, it don't. No,
right there with it, side by side. He was serious.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Hey, hold on. Who the third person with the alien story though?
What I said, Kent, I said it was 2 or 3 people on this panel that had the story. So right now you've already heard 2, right? So like if there's a second or a third story, then that's fine. But you've already heard 2 of the 3, and I thought that I've never heard Ronald or Miss Tiffany or Uncle whatever tell their story.
Everybody I got a story too. Go ahead, Miss Tiff.
I don't have no alien story.
No, I'm not saying that you did.
I don't know. Bobby said, "Go ahead, Miss Tiff."
Because he got the telescope, so he had seen an alien before anybody. Any of you seen out there, man, with the telescopes?
All right, okay. Hold on. In Baltimore, Maryland, I'm on Glen Avenue. I'm outside smoking a little weed. That's what we did. Everybody know what Glen Avenue is. It run between Ricerstown Road and Park Heights. So I'm outside, I'm walking. I don't know if I'm serving somebody. I don't know what I'm doing. And I actually do see some lights. And it was 3 lights. And they like, shh.
Are you playing with me, Bob? Are you playing?
No, I'm telling you.
See, go.
I'm telling you, I seen some lights. What I'm saying is, I just was like, wow. Okay, that was some interesting shit. Now, I don't know what it was. I can't explain what it is. But I seen some light. So yeah, so what does that actually mean in the grand scheme of things? I don't know.
You saw
saying light seems to be a thing we see on Earth.
What you see? Everybody see that? Explain really? A little bit more detail. How long did you see lights, and how freakish were they acting?
No, that shit just was like it was gone. They was like, that nigga ain't gonna believe us anyway if we stay too long.
Come on, man.
Did those lights perform outside of what you knew of the possibility?
Nah, I ain't get all that. I just seen some lights.
You know the answer to that question, man. You don't want to, man. You don't want to come
I'm trying. I'm saying it wasn't all that for me. That just some lights. It wasn't no big deal.
Light is seeing lights is the common theme, right?
Yeah, it's
that's all the Pseudo say. I just explain light you can do a lot of different things with light. You can't do with
it. Doesn't
matter.
What could actually
Smash had enough time though to get the Smash. I'd have tried to really like
for 45 minutes, man. Them things really was intelligent. So at the moment when it zoomed up on us, it was this freeze over my body, bro. I don't surrender nothing, bro. Like I never ever asked anybody. Like that ain't in my bones. You gotta kill me. And that shit had me on freeze, like I didn't even have no control. Like I swear to God.
Stage or something.
I never. So you know when you fighting, you got an inner voice. Man, I never heard my inner voice say surrender, bro. That's what the shit said. Those words.
Oh, it spoke to you?
No, my inner voice. You
Hey,
know
can
when
I
you
ask you?
fighting, right? You know
I
when you
understand
fight.
what you're saying, Smash.
Yeah.
You know,
My
Miss
shit's
Tiffin
like,
understand a lot of wild stories today.
Tripping, man.
Oh,
so
y'all
no,
just
no,
Yo, Smash, can I ask you a
y'all
question?
ain't never experienced nothing.
like when
Together,
you have an
we got
experience, you don't hear yourself guiding you through the experience, your own self. Like say you fighting, you don't see nothing saying now, fire on him. Well, that's how my brain works. Shit.
Yo, Smash, can I ask you a question though?
Yeah, we
Uh,
chilling.
okay, you mentioned that your homeboy snapped a camera. Did y'all get it developed or anything? I mean,
Nothing got developed from that. I remember because I was like, okay, you finally snapped it, but it just didn't come or nothing. Now, mind you, this was 1998. I could probably pull up video of me telling the story over 15 years ago, and the details would be exactly the same.
and you did mention that you was near a military base, right? Because I've heard similar stories, but they all seem to be near a military base. So I'm wondering if that's got anything to do with it. Because
I spent years thinking about that too. Maybe I was thinking because once I got into drones, I was thinking maybe they have some super complex drones, but then it just flew to outer space and burst to supernovas. So that made it just a drone can't do that.
No,
You feel?
no, so you wouldn't have seen this. I don't think you would have seen a supernova like that. But at the same time, in the 90s, drones wasn't as popular back then, right? So it could have been some drones that we have now today that's commercial that y'all might have seen to where, y'all
Just
seen
under
them.
development or something, some type of development.
Yeah, it could have been
I'm
drones.
not against that. I've been trying hella hard. The only thing I couldn't explain is how the three lights came to one, and how the light didn't streak, and then why it went interstellar at the end. So when I say supernova, it's the only thing that I can say to explain to y'all the colorful blast that it did in the air, and it was soundless. The blast didn't have any noise. It just bursted into hella colors, and then it was gone.
Yeah, and that by definition would qualify those things as UFOs, right or wrong. Like, can we not like agree on that point? Like, why we keep
It's
skipping
certainly
over it?
unexplained. I mean, nobody doubts that. But again, I just think that light, you can do all sorts of crazy stuff with light that you see it all the time. Light shows and different types of things. I do it with my laser pen and all sorts of stuff you can do with it. Make it almost like magic.
You put the bat signal in the air, you're gonna see the bat. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see the light. And then you can have three lights up there, and you put them into one, and you can do all that.
And
but when you do a bat
somebody
signal,
controls it intelligently. Somebody's controlling the movement of those lights. So
yeah, but also
like
when you put a bat signal in the air, hypothetically, the same thing when you go to the club and you see the lights in the air, you see a trail of diluted light that leads to its source, right or wrong.
Exactly.
And it wasn't playing. Different types of light, though. There was.
I mean, but that's
the light in the club is different than a laser light.
No, it's still light though. It's still light. That's what me and Smash are trying to say. Like,
right?
Gotta let people finish before we talk over each other.
No, yeah, you talking about something hitting on the clouds, right?
I'm talking about what now?
A light hitting on the cloud. You talking about a much further distance than in the club.
Nah, I was in Lawrenceville, Georgia. I mean, I'm not sure where you live at, bro. I live like Lawrenceville is the country. Like it's
I know that.
Yeah, it's a different. So like the sky out there is much clearer than it is in the city. So like you wouldn't have anything for it to refract off of. So it's not like clouds in the sky. You just see a orb of light in the sky, which clearly is defined. You can see it moving in what one would think would be non-possible ways based on how we understand science and physics today, and you see them moving in those ways. Those things, in my personal opinion, will put you in a place where it will open your mind to the possibilities of a higher degree of technology than what we currently possess.
Kyle, I wanted you to finish your statement that you were making earlier when you said that you and Smash were what?
Oh no, Smash had a show like I don't know. They were like, what was it yesterday? Smash or 2 days ago?
No. You said you and Smash were the two people, the what 2 people in the community or something.
Oh no! I was saying that on this particular panel, I said it was 2 or 3 people that had experiences that we could not explain, and that was dealing with what I would call interdimensional sources. You may call it
I wasn't
sources.
at Kyle, but I'll leave it alone.
No. I mean, you can tell me what I said. I don't have a problem if you can recant
Well,
it to
it
me.
sounds like it's something that she want to be offended about, but you didn't say it, so she ain't gonna be able to be.
Okay, so now you just making that up. Why would I be offended?
Look, no, Jew, I'm on your side.
No, you're not. You
all
just
right, damn. Well, then
you just
I ain't.
made it up. You just made something up. I just wanted to get it off. I wanted him to get it off his chest. That's all.
Now I literally said there's 2 or 3 people on the panel. This is what Kent had said too, and so I was the first one. Smash was the second one.
You're about to make. You made the statement that you and Smash were the 2 people in the community, and I thought you were gonna say the most intelligent 2 people in the community.
So you
memory?
No, I'm not arrogant enough to say anything crazy like that. I know my
Okay.
limitations. Like,
But it wasn't
I'm not.
concerning
He's just saying they ain't known for being quacks until a day.
Yeah.
Until a day. Look, so we got Ladisha right on here, right? It say, considering what humans know about lights and invention of electricity, were there any close encounters during the 17th, 18th century? I mean, did Ben Franklin and them cats encounter? And so let's look at it.
Good shit.
All right, so here we go. We got a little source here. Wiki, wiki, wiki. We do wiki 10 times on here. Wiki, wiki, wiki.
What year did we start seeing?
So right here, you got 1400 BCE. You got the encounterment of ancient Nubian city of Napata. Thutmose III had a stela erected at the Temple of Amun beneath the cobra-shaped Jabal Baka. Y'all see what that is, right? Yeah, outcropping. It said he still describes how a star came down to set fire on Thutmose's adversaries. The incident has been cited by many ufologists via purported, Truly Papyrus, considered a likely fraud by Edwin Condon. They say the alleged translation of the papyrus, published in the issue 41 of the 14th Society, it's a magazine Doubt. It say included such 14 phenomenon as circles of fire, a fish that fell down from the sky. So maybe you could look that up, though, Smash, and translate that for us. I think this would be a good continuation of the show. And then you got the Punic Wars in Rome, recorded the prodigies in the winter sky, including the Novian spectrum decal Aldephesis. Platinum ships had been seen gleaming in the sky. That's in 218 BC, Roman Republic. So let me see. So all through time, right? 16th, 17th century, name 1561 celestial phenomenon over Nuremberg. Location, the Holy Roman Empire. This talks about a resident of Nuremberg described an aerial battle, followed by the appearance of a large black triangle object, and then crashed outside of the city. So yeah, since time, human beings have been seeing these things. Mexico, we can bring it up to current time. Boom, 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 boom. It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Even the president, USS Thurgood Roosevelt UFO sightings. Here you go. This is the new one, right? Right here. It's a ship, I believe.
And it look like a black.
That little thing right there. See a little dark thing right there? That's the best pictures we getting. We ain't getting all that. Lights, high altitude object events in 2023. Look, see, look. Lights of high altitude objects events. Several high altitude airspace security events were reported in February 2023, initially over North America and then Latin America, China, and Eastern Europe. There you go. It's a multiple airborne objects sometimes reported in mainstream media as UFOs were observed and sometimes shot down by military apps. What? And were observed and and sometimes shot down by military aircraft. Many of the objects were reported as meteorology or what's this, balloons?
Espionage balloons.
Espionage balloons.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Hold up, though. Hey, so y'all ain't heard about Las Vegas last month, then?
No, put me down. Since
With the
we doing
police.
the space show.
Man, Las Vegas last month, the police caught on his body cam something flying from the sky and crashing to the earth, bro. Now check this out.
Okay.
They get a phone call.
Yeah, that
3
family.
minutes. Y'all seen that?
I know about the family, and somebody in the chat tried to say now the family done disappeared, but from
they disappeared.
That's what somebody had said.
I got to get out of here.
Hey, listen, you can look right. Hey, this is real talk, Bob. I've been looking at this shit. Hey, it's happened on the real news.
What happened?
And the police caught the thing.
You looked at it. What it looked like?
But they played they played the official call, and then they played the police going to the area, and they being like the shit gone. But when the people called, they was like, it's like some 7-8 foot men in our backyard.
What?
Yeah,
some niggas trying to rob them, man. Come on.
It's on YouTube right now. So you think the police orchestrated it with that family?
No, I don't know. What's the name of it, Smash? What you want me to look up?
Las Vegas UFO.
Did the family take some pictures? Did they get any pictures from the family?
So you're gonna see everything. They got it crashing on the police body cam.
Oh yeah, you gotta play that video.
Okay.
Now you're gonna hear the real call. Like it's some weird. They're not human. He's like, they're not human. It don't sound fake, but people can fake shit good.
It's on YouTube.
How they get the police in on it?
It's on YouTube.
Yep, you say Las Vegas UFOs. It happened 1 month ago. It's gonna pop up on the news. You're gonna see it on the news.
Now Smash ain't lying, y'all.
Huh?
Yeah. What about the UFOs that was reported? I think it was like the 1960s or 70s. I think that was also in Nevada. Like when thousands of people called 911 because they all seen the same thing in the sky. Have y'all heard about that?
Most of all that happened around Groom Lake, which is Area 51, what they call Roswell.
Yeah.
It's
a big military
which is a secret military base.
Yeah.
Where they develop planes like the F-117 Nighthawk, the SR-71, the U-2 spy plane, all these secret military aircraft. They all were developed in this place. So that's why I asked the question, because it seems like all these sightings are near some form of military base. So that's why I asked that question. Could it be something military?
Those are the places where they have been known to. This is what the guy was talking about in the Congress hearing. He was saying that they've had the ability to reverse engineer these technologies. You can look up what's the guy's name? It's a doctor. He's oh my god, I forgot his name. My bad. I'll post it in the chat when I Google it in a second. But
I see it. Hey, you might know what this is though. Yeah, I can see this. I think you might. I think it's just an asteroid or something. Look,
Bobby done already figured it out, y'all.
Huh?
Yeah, your screen.
Yeah. I done figured it out. This ain't no. This is shit that happen all the time.
Your screen, man.
You talking about the Las Vegas one?
Yeah, I'm talking about this right here. Look.
He done crashed the case.
Yeah, y'all done. Look, watch this.
Reverse.
Oh, here you go.
Every angle we possibly
See,
can.
look. See that?
Except for maybe doing voice
shit.
analysis when you play the night.
Hey, what's that? Anthony.
You gotta play the police report where
come on.
They got the call from the people and everything, bro.
Yeah, look at every angle we possibly can, except for maybe doing
that's the type shit I seen.
When you play the night tape, I'm thinking maybe we should do that too.
Those same little lights.
I think that got something to do.
No, that was a meteorite, bro.
The only thing about a meteorite is usually you see a bit of a tail. Like I've seen falling stars.
You ain't see the tail on that?
Can we hear it from the beginning without it being stopped?
Yeah, that's literally what I said on Smash Show.
You saw a meteorite, Kyle.
Looks like it's falling and not defying any physics.
No, listen
Yeah,
to
that's
what I'm
not defined
saying.
in
You have to listen to what I'm
No,
saying.
that definitely was. They thought it was crashed in their backyard. That's
Hold on,
not
but
going to be defined if
hold on, but it definitely
it's
didn't
not
go back up.
operational.
What I'm saying is that it dropped. These 3 to 4 orbs or whatever I saw, they dropped down to the surface level as if they was on the level plane with the horizon, and then they shot back up. They went in the reverse direction at a in the words of T.I., expeditiously. They went faster than I thought that anything can leave and travel. That's what I'm saying. And I think I'm pretty rational. You know what I'm saying? And for me, that was like you said, Kent, it's a red flag. It's a stop sign. It's like, whoa, what the fuck was that? And I know I'm not crazy. I'm not outside of my mind. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
And I saw that with my own 2 eyes.
Hey, Kyle, I'll say this right. We are the best person to fool ourselves, right? All of us, not just you. No, I'm not saying you personally. I'm just saying we as in human beings are the most easily to be fooled by ourselves.
Yeah, we
you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but how do you determine though if you fooling yourself or I'm fooling myself? You know what I'm saying? You saying
we
that
got
me
science though, so we can know when we fooling ourselves and when we ain't.
Yeah, that's when you got scientists that's coming out and saying certain things, and you saying
we waiting on them though.
You just ask yourself: is it more probable that this is something extraterrestrial, or is it something man-made that you don't quite understand? What's the most likelihood? What's the likelihood?
That's what a
that question.
UFO is, though, bro. I'm not saying that this is a alien creation, but from a different alien species. Like y'all keep missing what I'm saying. I keep going back to interdimensional being. This is why I started with that.
So I guess I'm misunderstanding. When you say interdimensional, you're saying that these are human beings that are thousands of years in the future, Earthlings, thousands of years in the future that are coming back in the past.
I'm saying that when you listen to the Senate hearing, they never mention the word alien.
No, I'm just asking you the question though. Are you saying that what they're talking about are human beings
I'm saying that
thousands of years in the future that have come back to our time?
I'm saying that that would be more probable than something outside of our galaxy or our environment to come into our environment based on the time that it would take to travel.
So you don't believe that time is linear?
No, I don't. And nobody that's in practice science does either, because this is why I talk about the. Go ahead.
We perceive it as linear, but science has not come to the conclusion that time is linear.
So you're saying that the future is actually going on as we speak now?
So, ain't y'all into science? That's what all modern science.
Yeah, I ain't never heard none of that.
Never heard
shit.
it. Never heard
it. Y'all got
that's why I said this conversation.
Time is relevant to the earth, man.
Y'all don't do no quantum mechanics.
Yeah,
y'all don't do no quantum mechanics.
Ronald asked though, do y'all think the future is actually going on right now?
Nah, Smash. I literally before when I was first on this show, I talked about quantum mechanics. They laughed at me and said that's not possible.
No, I don't laugh at quantum mechanics. I'm just asking the question. You think that the future is happening right now?
They don't even do that no more.
I think the future is happening right now to where somebody came back through the interdimensional time.
There are different theories though. Let's just be humble. Now I know y'all heard the theory we proposing, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I know y'all have heard of this before. That time is all at once, and we only can perceive it linearly. But we can pull up videos right on that, high science videos. It's gonna start again. It gets into the realm of quantum mechanics, and if we have not investigated that, then it might sound kind of awkward.
Man, Smash, I pulled up Brian Greene. I pulled up Neil deGrasse Tyson, the leading astrophysicist in the field, and they were like, that's pseudo.
No, I didn't say that.
No, he just wasn't talking about what you were talking about.
Yeah, he wasn't talking about what you were talking about.
He literally was. He was talking about the fourth dimension is time. And if you could access a different realm of time and you can store information and you can travel.
What did Neil deGrasse Tyson say?
He was talking about hypotheticals. He said,
Neil deGrasse Tyson is not the leading astrophysicist. He's just the most.
No, he's
not
the
astrophysicist. James agrees with you, Unc.
So he's not one of the leaders.
I'm in trouble.
I did not say he was the top astrophysicist in the whole world. But he is a leading astrophysicist. His insight is highly recommended and highly
he wasn't
regarded.
saying that,
Is
though.
it not?
He was just saying that if he said if this could happen, he was talking hypotheticals.
About data.
No, he was giving a comparison because he was asked a question. If you go back and watch that full video, and he was asked a question about dimensions, and he gave a reference to a movie, and he said if that was possible, this is how it would happen in that movie. He mentioned the cartoon characters would go through a door and they would be able to access a different time. I mean, a different dimension based on them traveling to a different time.
But a different dimension is different than different time. Though.
In order to go through, so if you go through a wormhole, you're gonna have to know where you landing at, right?
No, right.
So look, because the Earth, the solar system is also traveling across the space and time and all that, right?
Yeah, you had to know where you was going.
But that's also why. That's why my next thing that I brought out to y'all.
Give me 1 second. Kyle, give me 10 seconds real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. My bad.
So if I'm in 2023 and I want to go back to 2015, right? The Earth ain't even where it's at right now. It's somewhere in space on the other side of the goddamn the thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not even right here. The whole solar system is in a different place. So I might go back in time into like some space and just end up in space and suffocating shit.
That's why I brought up. That's why I brought up quantum computing and quantum code. Because I was proving a point of
a whole other level of mathematics that you got to calculate when you go back in time. You got to know where you at in space at the same time when you go back in time.
And are we entertaining only the technologies we have now, or future technologies, or alien technologies? Like, we have to presume we only got dominance because we the smartest thing right now. If something is so much smarter than us, obviously we can't figure out how they could calculate how to land through a wormhole. Like, I'm trying to figure it out.
That's another thing that I said, because we're only basing our conversation today off of what we know as novice today. We're not basing the conversation off experts' opinions today. We're basing it off what we personally think based on our college or
subjective. So y'all give me y'all subjective opinion. I appreciate that.
But I'm telling my
technology
could exist.
I'm basing what I'm saying based on what I know about the technology that I currently practice, because we have the ability to go back in time and access the fourth dimension for data storage.
But data storage is different than biology. It's different than material.
I completely understand that. But I'm saying that I'm not limiting myself based on the limited knowledge that we have in 2023 to discuss something that may have happened in 3033.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why I asked you, do you think time is linear? And you said no, you don't believe it. You think that the 3033 is going on right now, or 4033 or 5033. Or 10,033 is going on right now.
No.
It has to be infinite, right? It has to be infinite.
It is going on right now.
It has to be infinite, though, right?
It's going on right now. It's going on right now for people in 3033. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like if you can, it goes back to the folding of time, right? So like time, like I don't think maybe y'all haven't looked into the astrophysics as a deeper subject. But I watch these videos damn near every day, and every scientist that deals with this, they talk about folding of time, folding over the fabric of time. This is what we have in the computer realm. It's called a microcompressor. It's called a.
Keep talking.
Oh, my bad. It's called Kubernetes. It's called a container. These are ways that you can fold information over top of each other and interact with them based on the time of storage. So basically what I'm saying is, right now I can create a Kubernetes using Azure, and I can store information 10 years ago onto a data server and access the information and reboot a computer based on the information stored. This is the same thing when you're dealing with accessing. You're simply accessing a place or a time where space was available for communication of data in the past.
Well, this show definitely going to be continued. We finally found something to talk about that was controversial other than Black Egypt. That's for damn sure. I appreciate the conversation. I know Kent got to get the big. Gonna be driving trucks in about 2 hours, about to crash and shit.
Definitely.
Hey, Smash, we appreciate you coming through with your story, man. Y'all funny with that one. That's some good one, man.
Thanks for having me. You know how we do every time.
Oh yeah, man. They think we're gonna come to blows on the Egyptian conversation. I told them never, it's a great conversation for us. To keep the content going back and forth is important, stimulating ideas and learning. We done learn more about the conference than we ever have, yo. This generation has dug into the conference and the elders didn't do it, yo. They just said what it was, yo. We showing what it was, yo. And I appreciate that, bro. Trust me. Man, Pseudo Killas, man. We appreciate y'all coming through, man. You catch me in the morning, man. Bobby Bash, man. Y'all know what it is, man. I can maybe get up if I step too damn late on this. Hey, man, we appreciate the high level conversation, man. Kyle, Smash, Rockins Wells, Kent, Anthony Bowman, Juju, and of course, all day, every day, y'all. Man, hit that cash app on the way out the door, man. Y'all been funny. Appreciate you, brother. We fight over Egypt, we ain't fighting over nothing else.
Green circles, close friends, don't page me. Wanna blaze with me under the shade tree? Cause a nigga know for rolling fucking first things first. I corny, freaks out of honeys, dummies. Edible place for the gummies. Gotta keep them coming. There's a roll of dice. Been nothing better motherfucking move but the
all
money.
day, every day, y'all.
Been nothing better motherfucking move but the money. Been nothing better motherfucking move. First things first. I corny, freaks out of honeys.
Why I get in that? The aliens and change the damn song. What the? We out of here, man. With the ladies. Check us out.
DQ. Check.
Jackson, Paul Black.
Double X chromosome.